on Kevin.
Look at the fit on this Terry though with Dark King. I don't know. Look, I don't read or watch One Piece, but for some reason this feels like a One Piece character.
I'm also getting what's the Tekken character? Violet is like the other one. Lee, is that his name?
Oh, Lee. Yeah, I get some Lee vibes from this too. But I'm getting bad vibes there from that power dunk attempt.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Coach Steve wants to see, right? Because Kevin is so good at landing one hit and then forcing you into the very, very dangerous vortex, and you're already seeing it. Dark King, though, finding a chance to block it right at the very end, but will react with that rev blow to close out the round.
The young man reactions here on Coach Steve. Absolutely ready for it. And I guess it's a little bit more predictable when your opponent does put SPG in the anchor position. It means that you can kind of know that it's coming. But now there's no reversal rev blow. Instead, it's just a reversal super that gets a trade.
That trade, that's crazy. An info to start up the active rates on that power gun. Just enough. But Coach Steve does not let that get to them as we are now looping this once again, keeping them out of SPG this time because they want to know that they can get him off that next touch and not worry about rev blow.
Cabby, I'm still shook from that actually trading. I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy right there.
Coach Steve trying to look for that one big whiff punish in order to secure the round here, but backed is up against the wall.
Yeah, both players just whiffing normals right here, trying to find opportunities to open them up. But there we go. Dark King gets a good throw, catches a blow this time with the safe jump, and that should be enough to close the round.
Tying things up. Already competitive right off the bat. Dark King didn't even go into SPG in that point. SPG and Anchor does work pretty well for Terry too. You don't see it a lot on a lot at high level at all. But the fact that Dark King is bringing in with Terry means that you're gonna be able to cancel more rev excels into each other. You can rotate through all of Terry's special moves without overheating.
Yeah, as well as like versus Kevin, it's pretty beneficial to put it at the end right there because he's going to blow through those first 2/3 of your health bar super quickly. So just being able to make sure that you have it when it matters the most can be very important right here. Coach Steve, though, having a chance to come in a little bit closer. Good JDs from Dark King, though. Try not to get opened up, but they eventually get counter hit.
Yeah, the immediate cancel there into the big boot. Not dead yet. Now you have to watch out for the rev blow, but instead it's going to be a meaty JD. Coach Steve with game one.
Yeah, rev blow, like I'm not sure on that specific like safe jump high low that Coach Steve was going for if rev blow is a guaranteed option, but it's something that I was expecting to come out from Dark King right at the very end.
Yeah, I was expecting it as well, especially considering that they threw it out in the very first round of the set. And the fact that Coach Steve didn't have access to it right there to be able to rev blow back. Sever's going to go for the wake up VP.
Good JDs right here from Coach Steve. Not able to find any good chances out of it, though. Not enough meter. Good wild punish, though. We'll just take the knockdown to try to force some vortex. I love the patience between these two players right here. They are just like constantly shimmying back and forth, trying to whiff punish each other to land these gigantic hits. Coach Steve, though, finds another one, and that's a big overhead.
That was really ambiguous, too. I thought for a second that it was going to cross up, and that's going to put Coach Steve at set point.
Yeah, Dark King may have thought the same thing right there, so we'll have to see if they can recognize that in the future or if they can keep themselves alive. Big wild punish.
Oh, trying to go for a throw, but that's a backdash into a standing C.
Both these players really looking for those stancy wild punishes, like kind of honestly playing Street Fighter with each other at this point a little bit, because that's where they find these large openings, just whiffing normals at each other left and right, but Dark King stays up close, resets as well, with the hop JC right there to close out that round.
Man, a Dark King able to keep it clutch. Now we just need one more round here in order to take it all the way to a game 3. Oh, what a trade. That could have gone so poorly for Dark King. The rotor on Wild Punish is absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's a large chunk of your health right there. Finds another great crouch C Wild Punish right there for Dark King, but not able to convert off it this time. We'll find the conversion right here, though, with this big meter dump. Does knock him into SPG, though, but puts him into a one-touch situation.
That should be it. No combos dropped here from Coach Steve. Hits the Vapor, moves on the winner's side.
Making sure to keep that nicotine up, keep the your alertness at max. Coach Steve
Tell them to hop in, enjoy the action because we are just getting started. Top 16 qualifier here. Ooh, I like the color on Black Spider.
Yeah, this is a fantastic color. This is also a rematch of the SWC Online Invitational Grand Finals, at least character matchup-wise, that happened between these two. We'll see if it goes differently this time, though. But Black Spider is doing a great job with the aggression, but Kula already fighting back.
Yeah, not an SPG, so we can't go for the hard knockdown there. Oh, to the other side with the 6A. That's brutal.
Yeah, it looks like Kula was not expecting that, but they are ready to rip that DP out right here to try to recontrol the neutral a little bit more. And Black Spider's playing patient. So, they have that life lead. They only need one touch to close it out. Catches with the overhead. But Kula gonna get a big punish right here.
Set play, but there's the back throw and able to take that first round. You know, this is going to be kind of a deep cut. And I don't know if anyone in chat will know it. But every time I see Marco, like, with this color scheme going on with the black E, I just think he looks like Count Dante, bro. Count Dante of the Black Dragon Fighting Society.
I think that's more than a deep cut. I think that's a flash movement right there.
Some people will know, and the ones that do know are going to be like, damn, you're right.
Yeah, Black Spider was right there to find that good block right there to get a quick light punish right here. Does not pull it into SPG though, so you have to be a little bit careful.
Oh, okay. Nice confirm here, and that actually wasn't real. Just able to secure the knockdown with a little bit of a reset. Your opportunity.
And great super cancel right at the very end to catch him trying to punish the Rev Blow right there in the corner. Black Spider quickly bringing that life total back down to be in their advantage. Still an SPG as well, so they can find an opportunity to make something big happen right here. RB connects, but we needed one more touch. Black Spider taking game number 1.
Black Spider actually should have won that game a little bit earlier there after hitting the 6A overhead, but unfortunately they dropped the confirm on the 2B, so they didn't get the 2B 5A into super.
Ready, fight.
Right here, already recognizing Kula's patterns a little bit more right here, ready to find ample opportunities to punish them.
To the knockdown, goes for the fireball feint, trying to set up some meaty, but it was expecting a reversal DP to come out.
Go, sets up the set play, just takes the counter hit initially right there, but unfortunately gonna get counter hit with their own Rev Blow back at him right here. Kula should quickly close this round.
Sniped! Like what I'm seeing here from Kula.
Round 2. Get ready.
And stop those penalty kicks in the corner right here. Black Spider already now shifting to utilize the fireball in that neutral game a little more. It seems Kula has been having to take some more committal options, but that's a big counter hit.
Big counter hit into a super. Kula still active in SPG, but there's the jump over into the throw back into the corner. Now harassing with buttons with the slide on out and with the corpse hop.
This is dangerous for Black Spider right here. Going to be eating a grip load of damage with the super confirm at the very end. Has to hold the set play. Now you're going to get throw loop right here. No, we're backing off, expecting that big reversal, that craziness, but that almost gave Black Spider a chance to come back.
Oh, whoa, the red block! The red block there was to try and go for the punish on the whiff 2C, but Kula was just a little too stubby. So unfortunate.
Just unfortunate right at the very end. And Black Spider also recognizing they knew Kula wanted to press right there. Got that EX Tatsu to confirm right at the very end. And it is now 1 health bar away from closing out, but Kula not going down without a fight.
Okay, big pickup, into some more set play. Goes to the other side, but just negates your set play with armor on the Rev Blow.
Yeah, we'll just negate the set play from Marco right there as well with a quick DP as well. See if it comes out once more. No, Kula just trying to trade this time. Oh, not connecting right there at the very end. Black Spider for a big hit right there. Instead, we need that air Rev Blow, but it does throw them into overheat.
What a crazy air Rev Blow, just throwing caution to the wind there. But still just being absolutely aggressive with these light normals, trying to fish for anything to be able to confirm into that super, but instead it's Kula who finds the confirm and finds a game.
Yeah, that's always the dangerous part about overheat right there, especially like a character like Ronaldo, who is able to convert off of so many of these hits, even if it's not in like the biggest damage. You're forcing yourself to get thrown into the set play blender, and sometimes you just guess wrong.
Oh god, but a right guess there from Black Spider. That far D, absolutely phenomenal. To a light confirm.
Once more, Kula DP's out once again, trying to control the space, but just continuously reacting with those anti-airs. Black Spider, though, not giving them any chance to breathe.
But a great DP to escape, able to actually blow up the parry attempt with that slight delay. And now Kula firmly in the driver's seat here, putting the pressure on, or was.
Yeah, right until Black Spider is able to find that 5A jab sequence out. Now these life totals are dead even. It is one touch for either player, and we find the overhead at the very end, not dropping the link this time. And Black Spider, once again, one health bar away from moving on to that top 16 winner side.
Right now, just harassing with the fireball, trying to slow things down in a big way.
Oh, trying to catch him close.
That is a huge neutral jump there for Kula. Gotta be careful though. Black Spider is sitting in SPG, which means they have access to what? How are you able to land and dodge attack in time? Excuse me?
Kula's just built different. What can we say? They knew what they were looking for ahead of the game. Good blocks as well on the reversal fireball. Super. Does give Black Spider a chance to breathe a little bit more, and Kula now stuck in overheat. So Black Spider can maybe make something big happen here.
Like, am I crazy, Tabby, or was that's Reblo felt like it was active for so long before the dodge attack came out.
It really did. It was that must have been like close to frame perfect on how that situation could have worked out right there. Just like Black Spider knew that they were in a perfect situation to find this confirm at the very end to put them into a one-touch situation.
Oh, and the perfect spacing there too. Wake Up Super was so smart from Kula, but just a character length too short. She did not beat Hokutomaru the way that Billy did. That was the original pickup for Billy. Billy was so strong against Hokutomaru, and then people just realized, oh wait, he's good against everyone else too.
Yeah. So with Hokutomaru's like being toned down even just a little bit, sort of down to that level that Hotaru is at, it's a much more even match, and I think you're going to be seeing these players go the distance now that we are getting into it. You're already seeing the patience right here, just going to be trading out a lot of this fireable game, but Yurikov knows that they can throw the triple shuriken to win it if needed.
This fit is crazy too. On Hector.
I love the difference between the people who have their dedicated custom colors that were some reference you don't know of, and then people like Yurikov who's like, yeah, color one.
Yeah, color. Those are the people that scare me the most. When you play default color, there's no customization. They don't feel an attachment to this character. This character is a tool. You know what I mean? A tool meant to be used.
It's a weapon for destruction. That's what Yurikov is trying to do right now. But Hector doing a good job of, I think, really just controlling that screen space. Even though the life total seems to be glancing into Yurikov's favor, we get up close, we take him out of that rev blow, and say no more SPG for you.
Ooh, but overshoots the cross-up attempt there, unfortunately, and overshoots the DP. That allows Yurikov to get some much-needed pressure here and a nice lead.
Yeah, and good check out of the quick overhead reset that Yurikov was looking for, but we'll just reverse the super out of it, say no thank you. Hold on to this and air-to-air with that JD once more. Yurikov taking that first round.
Round 2.
Their functions. So true. That's how I feel about Sagat, bro. I've been playing a ton of Sagat, but that dude is ugly. I just play color 1.
Look, sometimes color one is what you need to do. Sometimes it also lets you feel like the pro tag. But right now, Hector's looking like the protagonist of this round right here. Yurikov, though, finds a quick tech out right at the very end, trying to look for another air trouble, just find it on the ground instead.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that is going to take Hector out of the corner, giving them a much more breathing room here to play neutral. Gotta watch out, though. About to be overheated. There it is.
And now, but you're doing a great job of constantly jab checking whenever they're going for the 63K reset right there. But air shuriken knocking him out of the skies.
Oh, that is a tragic super whip. Oh no! Yurikov doesn't get the super to try and go for the kill. Had to have been a misinput.
Did they think they weren't in overheat because they didn't recognize it right at the last second? Trying to go for the EX teleport extension right there at the very end. It doesn't matter. We find the quick short super confirm, and Yurikov taking game number 1.
Round 1.
Yurikov, one of the best players we have in America as well in the United States. Always consistently placing incredibly well, both in KOF and in Fatal Fury. There's the cross up, empty jump into the low.
He's definitely someone to worry about in any game that he chooses to enter. Right? I've seen him enter a wide variety of titles, and it's always very, very scary whenever they're in your bracket path. But Hector was showing a little too much no fear right there, and Yurikov's going to punish him accordingly.
And that's a few times, right? Hector's thrown out multiple DPs that have whip and a reversal super that has whip. They're just unconditionable. Going to keep throwing it out until Yurikov makes them pay for it dearly with a possible 2-0 defeat.
Yeah, Yurikov does a really good job as well of like specifically playing around Hotaru DP just due to that angle, right? A lot of other characters, their DPs are going to go straight up, but Hotaru kind of covers that same curve that like his Kuha kicks does. So knowing how to play around that, knowing how to just constantly stay safe from it has been very, very beneficial for them.
Oh no, Yurikov with that JB cross, and then going for the teleport again. Maybe trying to bait out some kind of a reversal option? That's
Yeah,
the only
could be
thing I can think of.
Yeah, could be looking for like reversal EX command grab or something just because it's so quick and so far to cover out of like, since they've been baiting out those DPs a lot, trying to like next level them, but Yurikov just staying very patient. You already see it right here, just waiting for opportunities to throw out these kunais to control that mid-screen space.
Alright, nice neutral jump. Again, just feeling it out, able to get the 2-hit confirmed into the rev low, and this one is gonna hurt. Goes into overheat, has access to the hitting gear, and is it enough to finish the job?
I don't know, it's gonna be really, really close, but even if it's not enough, it's gonna knock that overheat gauge away, so you have all the resources in the world to try to open them up once more, but that is still 2 bars on deck, and you might be seeing Hector use it. Good blocks on the overhead, DB finally connects, though no big punish, catches up with an overhead once more, but Yurikov knew that they had to stay patient.
Hector literally could not block a single thing in that scenario or was going to be chipped out, so had to be as aggressive as possible, and Yurikov recognizing that, just playing it slow and safe. 2-0 victory and moving on to top 16 winner's side.
But we also get ElRojo on that Vox Reaper, a character that you do not see a lot.
No, I think it's because he's just a little too straightforward, right? He doesn't have a whole lot of finesse to really mix up your opponent or do anything too crazy. He's got frame traps, he's got big buttons to poke in neutral, but his frame traps are kind of obvious.
Yeah, he also didn't get a ton of changes in the patch as well, so he's still that pretty straightforward. A couple, minor frame advantages, some changes of how the push block works, but Lokof says, I don't need that, I'm going to keep doing my thing, and taking a quick round 1.
2, get ready, fight, SPG.
Yeah, we go for the plus frames there, but a big whiff on the 2A means that Lokof could just swing out with that EX Tatsu. But this is what Vox is good at, getting those wild punishes. Unfortunately, ElRojo with no follow-up.
Yeah, if you're able to control that, you're able to find opportunities to make that DP work. It's going to be very scary, but Lokof did a great job of controlling that corner to exactly where they wanted it to be. Taking game number 1.
Incredibly clean here. Lokof, man. This color on this character is just wild.
It's great. It's crazy. I'm always curious whenever there's a color that I don't recognize. I just assume it's a reference to something, but I think Lokof might just be referencing the Mexican flag in this color.
Maybe it's partially, but he also like one of Lokof's whole thing is just like watermelons, right? He's got a bunch of emotes of it too.
Okay.
If he can pick a green and red color, he's gonna pick it.
Yeah, you get the tiger stripes as well that add to the watermelon texture, like the skin of it. So that makes sense. That makes sense. So it makes sense to DP out of that situation. You are gonna get Rev Blood back in the corner though. And ElRojo has a chance to guard breaking, but we'll just as soon as there's a gap, we're ripping that.
Yep. No reason not to, right? It's just gonna kill immediately, so go for it. The risk reward is skewed heavily in your favor, and now Lokof trying again, utilizing that nerfed EX Tatsu, still an incredibly potent tool.
Yeah, it's just definitely not as free to use like you're seeing a situation like that. ElRojo did a great job of spacing out, but it got clipped at the end of the rev flow right there.
Oh, yep, trying to go for that light DP to escape, but now you have to eat this hidden gear. Kokugen Karate is invincible.
Gotta do a one-touch situation as well, has that hard knockdown, so we have to be very scared. But no, we're just spacing out because we were expecting that DP, and as soon as we didn't see it, EX Tatsu in, Lokof taking it with the quick 2-0.
Yeah, and Lokof, one of the favorites probably to win the tournament tonight, considering he also just had a fantastic showing at TNS last week. So riding high on that, riding high on the visa buff, right? Now able to travel out to a lot of these international tournaments. Super excited to finally, hopefully, meet Lokof in person.
Games online. Dany and Keitoless are our last top 16 winners side match. Both of these people as well are net play grinders for their respective games. They're, Dany I'm not 100% but Keitoless I know mostly from the Undernights, right? And Dany is someone who really came up through the Guilty Gear Strive in that era. So these are people who are not those SNK legacy guys that we see in a lot of these events, but are showing like, hey, this new gen of player is someone that you have to be scared of.
Yeah, and that's a healthy thing here for the SNK scene as well. Fatal Fury bringing in a lot more of those younger players with a lot of deep mechanics here. And Daniel Maza feeling right at home because I feel like Guilty Gear actually shares a lot of mechanics with this game, a lot of that DNA.
Yes, it definitely is, especially like oddly enough, like Strive and City of the Wolves have a little bit more in common than, you know, some of these older titles do right here. But Dany has generally does a very good job of controlling the screen space, but Keitoless using that aggression with the Rock Howard to really lock him out.
Yeah, but still trying to swing back, unfortunately in a really dangerous position here too. And we talked about Guilty Gear players feeling right at home. You mentioned Keitoless coming from the Undernight community. Undernight players have really been rocking with this game as well too, especially over in Japan.
Oh yeah, definitely. The amount of crossover is insane between all these communities, but Dany has shown that the only thing I need is to win that round. I did not expect that super to kill right there. Oh
no, I was expecting just a little bit of health to remain, but it was a level 2.
Yeah, but it is that full meter cash out, right? So you're going to have to quickly find an opportunity to build up into that level 1 if you want to have an opportunity to reversal out of Keitoless is able to control that screen space. EX Knuckle coming in, but not enough.
Oh, yep, the backdash immediately into the EX elbow, catching Dany trying to advance. Great call out.
Just quickly setting up for that safe hop right there. Great backdash from Dany right here. Should be able to get a gigantic punish. Might be able to cash out and put him into a one-touch. Now we keep that level 1 for when that next hit comes out. But a just defend guard cancel from Keitoless. Yeah, not enough.
Oh, it goes to the just defend there. This is the Guilty Gear player in Dany, able to get a lot of these just defense. And the backdash into the 2C! Are you kidding me? What a clutch round!
You say just defense is Guilty Gear player? No, backdash is a Guilty Gear player technique right there, knowing that they had to get out of that situation, knowing that they had to JD every hit or they were in danger of losing. Dany clutching it out, taking game number 1.
That's absolutely nutty. What an end to that round. That's what's so great about this game, giving you comeback mechanics that are just your own skill.
Yep. It's the best thing that you could be seeing right here. And you're already seeing Keitoless is like, no, I can't let that happen. Or just, we're bringing the aggression up to 11. I'm going to stay up close where I know you're going to have a harder time dealing with me. You've got that red blow counter hit as well. Should be enough to close it out right here with the Raging Storm.
Round 2. Get ready.
Keitoless trying to bring things back in a big way.
A quick low right here, already pushing Dany into the corner as well. EX elbow connecting, and just once again, like quickly just bullies Dany into the corner as soon as it starts. This is where Dany can sometimes struggle to get out.
Oh, but there we go, dodge attack. And just with that one clean dodge attack, Dany is going to be able to escape, swapping sides into the close D meaty. Nice just defense there though from Keitoless.
Yeah, and you're already seeing from Dany like adjusting their play style, but the amount of times that they got blown up from just defend guard cancels up coming out from Keitoless, trying to just stay safe, trying to find opportunities to buffer out of their own pressure. Great rundown from Keitoless though to check him out, but Dany rolls and finds a big punish for the Farsi.
Very position right here now, creating a little bit of space, trying to force Keitoless to overextend. Oh, but a great whip punish there on that Farsi.
Yeah, Keitoless clutching it out right at the very end. I was very worried. As soon as Dany was able to just reset out of the corner, be in that mid-screen again, I was like, oh no. He's going to lock in real quick, going to find these opportunities. But Keitoless still closing it out, still finding a way to keep their dream alive. Good confirmed there on the far C, immediately into the pogo. Oh, but eats a meaty close D. That's actually incredibly brutal. Luckily, no meter there for Keitoless to actually confirm. No SPG as well to get out of that red blow right there like they had been in the past. We'll quickly confirm it to the level 1, put you into a one-touch situation, but Dany once again with this amazing backpack.
Into the super. Not enough to secure the kill, but just gets the clean JD set point for Dany and Maza.
Yeah, Keitoless looking to like maybe just press out of there. I think Dany was expecting DP to come through, so trying to go for more of a safe jump right here. But Keitoless just dialing that aggression up once again, already pushing Dany all the way into the corner.
Set play. I think we're gonna see more set play coming out from Billy now as well, right? It was always a pretty strong option, but most people would just go for the damage because of how massive it was.
Yeah, but now that it's been toned down, now that it's not as consistent to lean into, it's definitely something that you eventually could see coming through. But Dany showing, hey, maybe set play is not necessary when I'm still able to find big confirms like this.
Oh, wow! What a just frame super!
Keitoless showing off a little there with those JDs into the hyper defense. Does throw Dany into overheat right here, so they have to go into the super confirm to take that round. So close to make the comeback right there, but Dany closing it out with that X Factor. And now moving on to top 16. Top 8 winner side home, as this is a winner side qualifier for the top 8. And both these players have been in these seats before. SoSickNASHFAN is definitely one of those people that is someone to look out through all these tournaments, right? Has been putting in the work and putting in the grind. Was playing Billy for the longest time, has played a couple of these other top tiers, but going back to their initial character of Jenet.
Yeah, I think Jenet is not a bad character by any means. She's overshadowed by a lot of them. Still has that great movement, the great corner carry as well.
It's a character like Marco where they are very strong at the thing they do, but they have a defined weakness that you have to play around. But SoSickNASHFAN is someone who can do a very good job of playing around that when it comes to it and finding opportunities to play around Coach Steve's Marco.
Now going to put Coach Steve into the corner here with the super. Dash up into the close C, didn't believe in it though. Was expecting a block or some kind of a reversal.
But all we'll find right here is catching him with the quick low crush right there. SoSickNASHFAN taking game number 1, but trying to keep the pace down a little bit slower than what I think Coach Steve wants to be playing.
Oh, what a neutral jump.
Yeah, so just bait up with the throw right there. Rev blow though will keep you locked down into the corner. Now we just rev guard out, try to push you out, keep yourself a little bit safer right here. EX Tatsu. Oh no.
Oh, trying to go for the parry dodge, or the parry dash, I should say, but ends up getting blown up and might end up just losing game number 1 for that.
Yeah, builds enough for the level 1 right here, which I think it might scale. Yeah, just a little too much. So Coach Steve still has a chance to see rev guards come out and try to push him out. DP out of our gap, throw you out of the rev blow as well, but there's still just a little bit of SPG left. And it was so hard to see right there, but SoSickNASHFAN knew it, able to use that rev blow to close out game number 1.
Yeah, and a great call out there. I mean, having access to rev blow when your opponent is 1 hit away from death is nearly a checkmate situation. Now let's see if SoSickNASHFAN can move on to that top 8 winner side.
Coach Steve already, I think getting the reads a little bit more. EX Tatsu coming through to try to close these distances and waiting for like a big punish to come out from SoSickNASHFAN's Jenet, but we're instead getting these neutral jumps to bait out the throws again and again.
Yeah, these neutral jumps have been so fire, especially those 2 Cs as well, and able to just steal another turn with that rev blow. Point rev blow is so strong on this character. We even saw it all the way back in the beta tournaments, right? Just being able to steamroll your opponent.
Yeah, it was something that people were scared about, and they were worried, like, hey, is this character going to be too strong with this tool available to them? And she kind of fell off during that main competitive season right here, but SoSickNASHFAN almost had enough to put in the work, but great blocks from Coach Steve, not going to get reversal out as quickly bringing us like
Definitely trying to take the lead here in a big way. 1 foot in front of the other, but is in overheat, so just has to keep it slow a bit. Oh, no, not able to block in the air there. Tries to go for the wake-up super, and SoSickNASHFAN just selling for Coach Steve.
it was a great adaptation from Coach Steve as well, because they knew that fireball game would be very beneficial to them. SoSickNASHFAN, knowing that they couldn't block it because they would just take up so much of that guard gauge again and again. So saw them as soon as they were just going for neutral jumps to get over and go for the EX fireball to close them out. And is now using that momentum from that last round to quickly open them up. 2 overheads in a row. You blocked them before, but you're not blocking them now.
And gonna go for the DP super. It is enough to close out the round. A perfect here for Coach Steve, taking us to game 3.
This is the kind of thing that you want if you are a Coach Steve fan, and I think SoSickNASHFAN's like, nah, I'm not going into losers yet.
No, they're going to be fighting it hard out here. $100 in the pot, courtesy of SNK, and only getting higher with your help in the matcherino. Exclamation point matcherino, and the chat is going to bring that up.
Yep. All those codes, you know, if we can get all these codes claimed before this top 8, that would be wonderful. There are 13 left, and I know whoever wins this tournament will appreciate it, which could be one of these 2 players, because now SoSickNASHFAN has gone over to the Hotaru.
This is a good swap. The Hotaru is pretty decent in this matchup.
I was not sure which person won the red blow right there at the very end. It was pretty instantaneous for the most of them. And SoSickNASHFAN needing a little bit of time to adapt to the Hotaru, and Coach Steve is just going to continue to lock him down with that. Marco catches him overhead once again.
And with the super here, is it going to be enough? Absolutely is. That chunk at the end always catches me off guard, because normally when you see that super comboed after the fireball super, right? So it doesn't do nearly as much damage.
Yeah, but when it's just scaled like that, it's generally going to be a grip of damage right here. And Coach Steve going to be showing them their own grip with that throw, but it tosses them out of the corner, which gives SoSickNASHFAN now their own opportunity to control the tempo.
Utilize that fireball game here. There's the reflect into another fireball. Running behind it. It just gets the close D.
Sometimes you think your opponent's just going to be trying to press out of that situation. The Marco players really like to utilize the good 2A and 5A that they have access to get out of some of these mashes. But now we're resetting out to neutral, and SoSickNASHFAN is just playing the reflect fireball game, being able to toss out their own when it's safe.
There is absolutely no reason to do anything here except play lane. You have such a healthy life lead. There's 25 seconds left on the clock, and you don't want to throw a fireball either, right? Because Marco, Coach Steve, is sitting on 100 meter. That is 2 fireball supers.
Yeah, there is a big room for Coach Steve to try to blow him up, but was saving it, knowing that they could try to make it, or try to win without that resource, and go into the next round now having that 200 on deck, so they can play a little bit more aggressive in the early stages of these rounds.
Oh, speaking of aggressive, though, Coach Steve with the clean hop in, but too far away with the DP. Unfortunate missed input.
Allows SoSickNASHFAN to stay up close real quick, utilizing that fireball reflect upkick even as a meaty tool for a big grip of damage, putting them into a one-touch situation. Good JDs from Coach Steve, but it's not enough. SoSickNASHFAN getting that wild punish and closing it out 2-1.
Absolutely phenomenal work there from SoSickNASHFAN, our first player to qualify into top 8 of the winner's side here with the Hotaru.
Yeah, they are trying to channel each other, because this Ken is a character that is kind of actually scary for them to deal with, right? Has a lot of very similar tools, but generally is going to be able to convert off of them pretty easily, as long as you're patient like this. And you're already seeing Liquid O just keeping the patience, or you're trying to find an opportunity to get a big whiff punish from Black Spider, not letting him have it.
Yeah, Ken's biggest issue is that he is super rev hungry, right? Almost all of his confirms really require rev excels, multiple rev excels, to get the kind of damage that other characters get off of one.
But off the trade-off, that being able to convert those revs into supers just off a straight cancel is a very useful tool, but it's something that we're not going to be seeing, at least in the early stages, as Black Spider takes round number 1.
Yeah, it's being able to convert those rev cancels into supers, like you said, and also being able to pretty much cancel every single one of his buttons, especially that low 4, those long-reaching buttons being able to cancel into special moves. It's the versatility that Ken has that makes him so dangerous.
Yes, we'd be very scary of these generate kicks as well. Also, as scary as they are in Street Fighter 6, scary into this game for these pressure sequences. You're now seeing Liquido finally get this big confirm that they were looking for into the level 1.
Yeah, but putting themselves into overheat in the process, Tabby. Oh, throwing out that big standing heavy punch.
Yeah, but, you know, not having that red blow right there, not giving them the opportunity to convert right at the very end. And Black Spider showing no fear, knowing that they have to keep this aggression going to close out this round. Couldn't finish the combo off the overhead. And we're holding up forward right here for Liquido.
Now, the amount of love that they showed Ken in this game, by the way, is insane. He has everything that Ken has ever had in the history of Street Fighter. He's pretty much got rolled into one character, plus more. His idle stance changes depending on what costume you're using.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. That's really crazy.
Yeah, it's just that extra attention to detail. The third strike noises as well when he hits that level 1 kick super. Uh-oh.
Well, you're only be hearing hit noises coming from Marco if you keep jumping into those red blows right. That quick little confirm to get that hard knockdown. We tried to reversal out. Didn't work. Black Spider taking game number 1. Also, Ken, first time he's had a meterless reversal since Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, since 2009. Can you believe that? That's absolutely insane.
Almost 20 years of not having a meterless reversal. That's weird to think about. But Liquid showing that, showing, hey, maybe we should, restrain these Ken players a little bit. These reversals can be a little scary if you're too wild with them. And now Liquid showing that onto Black Spider right here as they whip their own DP.
Oh, the double DP ender there for the knockdown. Almost got the whiff punish there on the whiff throw. Big confirm. Let's see if Liquido is going to cash out. Okay, goes for the side swap. Interesting to see Liquido actually playing Ken here, considering that they are a Dalsum player in Street Fighter 6, right?
Hey, it's that familiarity. It's still at least Street Fighter in their hands that they can make work right here. But Black Spider doing a great job of almost taking that round back, but the red blow coming at the perfect timing for Liquido.
I love that the red blow is also just the drive impact animation. It's actually perfect. And whenever Ken just defends, he hits the third strike parry pose too.
It's so good. It's so good. His universal overhead as well as the 3S universal overhead of the like short jumping overhead he does. Just like we were saying, so much love put into this character and so much damage on these combos when you go into that hidden gear.
Yeah, hit that ultra. Shinyu Shorepa. So much damage. People said this was a low damage character. Hold on now. Liquid O able to take it to game 3.
Liquid O, they're just showing like, hey, maybe you should lab your combos better. Low damage who? Low damage who?
Dumping all of those resources, and now let's see if we can get into that top 8 winner side with Ken. I think this character is mad good. I just think, yeah, he's going to take a little bit of time for people to get comfortable with, considering how technical he actually is.
It'll be interesting to see as well, like, what the evolution is with all these tools that he has available to him. Because, like you said, he's a character that just has everything, but it's knowing how to use it correctly. We know how to use that DP correctly right here to get out of the overhead reset that Black Spider was looking for right here. Good JDs as well, and a great crouching C.
Tries to go for the cross up immediately into the throw. Black Spider now in set point. And you have to have, it's not also just about knowing when to use them. It's about the execution of actually inputting them, because he has every button you could possibly want. He has the light, mediums, and the heavies, but they're all on command normals. It feels like every direction you press them is a command normal, meaning that your inputs have to be clean.
Yeah, it's definitely a hitbox player's character right here. Be able to get those super precise inputs right here in Liquid O, staying precise in the Shoryurepa at the very end.
Oh, able to stay safe there with the jab. Very nice. Staying safe once again, actually challenging with the 2A.
Blocks right there, actually able to chip him out into SPG.
I love the third strike parry pose. So good.
So good. The Black Spider doesn't want them to hit that anymore as we get that hard knockdown. Just going for a quick safe jump, but the amount of reversals that Liquid has been going for seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and look at the rev gauge there on Liquid O's side. Black Spider is just harassing, smothering, trying to put Liquid O in to overheat, but instead finds the hit, finds the kill, and moves on to top 8 winners with the Marco.
Shot in this patch, and you have to be scared of the Ninja Menace.
Looking more like the Saiyan Menace here. We got Son Gohan coming up against Lokof's Marco.
Oh, I just assumed that was like a Galford reference.
No, look at him. He's Gohan.
Yeah, he sure is Gohan. He's Super Saiyan Gohan right here. And is utilizing that Super Saiyan instinct right here to catch him out with the anti-air. Lokof down very early. Try to mix him up, but we'll just Red Blow out.
Oh, that's actually kind of diabolical. Cross-up didn't work. Immediately mash Red Blow. Nice confirm there with the super, closing the gap with the Rainbow Tatsu.
Once more, good jab anti-air right there to just lock him down, trying to control a little bit more as we try to find these air-to-airs as well. Lokof, though, wants their own air-to-airs because they can quickly try to mix them up and know that it's into a one-touch situation.
Oh, staying really calm there. Now RINO in overheat. Oh my god, the EX Tatsu reaching for the stars, and Lokof able to secure the round.
Get ready. Fight.
Back right from the very end. You see RINO now just staying patient a little bit more, right? Trying to catch the reads of what Lokof wants to be doing. But Lokof has been really utilizing that air rev blow to its fullest effect throughout this entire tournament so far.
Trying to create that space. Now that RINO has the life lead, wants to play a little bit more lane, force Lokof to overextend.
We don't need to overextend if we find these opportunities to get these big jump-ins over that own fireball game. We locking them down into that sliver of life remaining, but we get that DP out, and now Lokof has a chance.
Just defend. Try to go for a crossover, but overshoots it a little bit. No challenge on the EX Tatsu either because of the break. RINO recognizes that we don't need to overextend, don't need to make any risks, and the 5B is enough.
Yeah, because we can just wait for a situation like that, knowing that they couldn't pop the EX Tatsu right there because they wanted to make sure they could keep their rev gauge for a big confirm. Had a great whiff punish on that Tatsu right at the very end, and now players are really slowing the pace and smash down.
Bait out some kind of a reversal there, maybe a reversal rev blow.
Both these players just constantly trading these like very, very short hits, right? Like it hasn't really, you know, throughout this whole set, only a couple of big confirms that have turned the tides of these matches.
This cross-under's not working either, but that jump in is right into the hidden gear.
Try to get as much damage as you can onto this. This is that tempo swing that we were just talking about right before, right? Puts you down into that last like 15% of health, and now you have to guess EX Tatsu onto the Red Blow to try to keep it safe. It did a whiff, but we'll keep it clean with the confirm right after. That's Lokof taking game number 1.
Yeah, a pretty slow game number 1, all things considered, too, for a Marco match, right? And it's all thanks to Hokutomaru. He is a character that slows this game down to a crawl. Even in this patch, you have to play at his pace. That's the thing about him. He forces you to play a completely different game.
Yeah, it really does. But Lokof still trying to make their own game work right here. Great just defense from both of these players, though. And I think that is a big difference maker as well. Just these players always able to like, keep their health bars very, very high, not taking those chips from a lot of these hits. But the cross-up finally working for Lokof.
Closing the gap, able to get the 2B.
And overhead as well. Quick confirm Lokof utilizing the tempo of their victory from the end of that last round to try to quickly close this game out.
One round away from doing it. Already getting the first blood. You see, not going for any big swings with the C normals. There was that far C there, but most of it's been harassing with the 5A and the 2B.
Reflo whiffing right at the tip right there, but RINO couldn't punish it even at that spacing, so we'll just Red Blow again.
Man, these air-to-airs have been absolutely phenomenal. So key and Lokof to prevent RINO from getting any of that air game started and any of those air stalls too.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen RINO try to like preemptively counteract that with an air throw, right? Going for a little bit of a quicker option right here, but Lokof, I don't think he's going to give him that opportunity. Good blocks on the low this time, recognizing that that overhead was not going to be coming out. But Lokof just constantly shutting down that air game.
Oh, what? Just wake up throw? And now just going for the pressure in the corner. Great dodge attack on the auto combo, and RINO stays alive for another round.
Yeah, keeping the dream alive. Once again, letting these matches go further and further down the clock has been what, like, RINO's success in this match has been. If Lokof is able to find these hits and able to, like, churn through the first third of the clock into their favor, it can be very, very scary for RINO. But as soon as it gets down towards that very end, that's where RINO really shines. With the SPG as well to keep that safe jump, gets that air stall finally. Lokof though jumping out and immediately finding that big dash throw.
Super confirmed. Not a whole lot of damage though. Tons of scaling. There's the throw. Pressure is on here in the corner. Gotta watch out for that inevitable overhead, but tries to swing back.
The EX Tatsu as well, so able to find a jab punish, which gave RINO a chance, but a big cross-up has the meter on deck as well, and it should be enough to close it out. Lokof finally finding the angle to victory in this set and is going to move it on forward to that top 8 winner side. Because see, Dany hasn't made, like, their offline showings are very few and far between, but it feels like every single time that they come out, they always put on a show. So it'll be very exciting to see. Just will be exciting to see these two players fight each other with Hokutomaru versus Billy, a matchup for the ages.
Hold on, I thought that these characters were dead.
Yeah, it's Billy bottom 1 and Hokutomaru bottom 2, right? Right?
You're right. Crazy that people are still performing well with this bottom 1 character in the form of Billy Kane.
I'm shaking my darn head right here, but though these players playing very defensively, as these are two characters like we were talking about before that control the pace of the match into their own favor, right? So it's really about who's able to find an early tempo swing that you can now let that match go into their own. Dany seems to be the one who wants to be taking this first round, utilizing that 2B, even though it doesn't reach all the way, it's still a scary button.
And one thing you also have to keep in mind too, the whole reason that Billy got picked up in the first place was because this was a good matchup for him. He was able to take down the army of Hokutomarus, fight them in their own turf. And so, even though they're both nerfed, that's not going to change. This is still a good matchup for Billy.
Yeah, and it was the tool specifically that Billy uses to its full effectiveness against Hokutomaru were basically completely untouched, or in some cases even buffed. So it's always going to be very scary, but Yurikov not allowing that to get to them right now. Good blocks though from Dany.
Oh, the double jump there. And one bad shuriken toss, but Dany isn't able to get the full confirm. That was a crazy dodge attack.
That was insane. And great reactions of Dany as well to not be able to try to rely on the slowdown right there, knowing that it wouldn't work out. But Yurikov still is in the driver's seat for this round, at least quickly tying it up.
Final round. Get ready. Fight SPG.
This not even a button pressed yet from Dany. There's the JC, tries to go for the throw, but is gonna get the light confirm instead.
I mean, that's just what these characters can do, right? Just their presence on the screen is like, hey, I'm going to force you to play my game because you have to be scared of what I'm going to be bringing to the table. Good low check right here, but both these players just playing very patient. Dany waiting for an opportunity to snipe Yurikov out of the air, but will instead catch him on the ground.
Gonna go for a super confirm here at the end as well. Is it going to be enough to kill? But what matters is we get that knockdown and find just one last touch remaining. Even a throw is going to do it.
Yeah, and this also now forces Yurikov to go for a lot more guard or just defense right here to try to keep themselves safe off that chip. But all Dany needs is one good touch onto them, but Yurikov doesn't want to give it to him.
Oh no, and the reversal super.
That last hit right there into the block string, just building just enough meter to get that level 1 back at the very end, because Dany had to cash it out, try to close out those other rounds. So great recognition on that, knowing that, hey, they're not going to be expecting it, as even they're not ready for it to come back just this quickly. Yurikov not wanting to go down to the losers just yet.
Trying to fight it out here. But it's difficult in this matchup. You can see the way that Billy is able to just absolutely control the screen space, preventing Hokutomaru from really thriving in the skies. Hokutomaru's best buttons also are that 2C, that far B, and that 2B, but Billy can stay outside of that and still be a threat.
Yeah, not only be a threat, get like these his optimal starters in a lot of these situations to deal with what Hokutomaru wants to bring to the table. But if you stay up close a little too much and the Hokutomaru player gets a great read like Yurikov did, those life bars are going to drain quickly.
Bar C, the poke.
Try to use TK Shuriken, but Dany did a good recognition and just crouch under. Finds a great run under as well. Doesn't spend the meter to close it out, though wants to save for the next round, and it might cost them if they're not careful.
In overheat, you're gonna get chipped out here. There's nothing you can do. It is gapless. And Dany Maza sitting at set point.
Yeah, he's trying to find the timing right there to go for the hyper defense, but was not ready for it. And now Dany just staying calm right here, finding another great anti-air.
Ooh, beautiful hyper defense. But uh-oh, evil moment.
Yeah, he's a beautiful hyper defense. This is some beautiful just defense right there. Well, constantly knocking him down once more. Good jump in once again and spending that meter that they saved from the last round to close it out. And that's going to be Dany moving on to qualify for the top 8 winners side.
Absolutely fantastic 2-0. Love the drip on that Billy as well with the Arizona Iced Tea fit. And I expect to see more of this character in the future.
Yeah, she's definitely someone to really consider. She was a character that was already very strong in the last version of it, but just once again, like a lot of the other characters, was very strong except for one aspect. But now that we're all being brought down to that level, it's going to be very, very scary to deal with. But Coach Steve showing no fear so far.
Oh, big trade. Right now, Supergrenas just trying to feel it out, throwing out those fireballs. Normally, you don't see Preecha actually utilize the fireball as a poking tool because it is more of an Oki tool, but recently, some of them have been getting away with it.
Yeah, it's one of those like, oh, they'll never do this, therefore it's not going to work, right? But when you're not respecting it, it becomes a viable option right here. Supergrenas getting an opportunity to jump out of the corner as well, but unfortunately that did throw them into overheat, and Coach Steve gets the one right read to put him into a one-touch situation.
Ooh. That's all it takes. One overhead for Marco to turn things around and put you on your back.
Get ready. Fight SPG.
Patience coming through. Yeah, just rev blowing through the fireballs. They try to do any kind of extension afterwards off that pressure. It ends up being into your favor, but Coach Steve keeps it simple right here with the fireball super ender to try to get that corner spacing. The Supergrenas getting a great DP and a great 2C starter.
Into the super, bionic arm. Unfortunately, is going to swap sides, so I have to jump to the other side.
Still keeps himself safe, still locks him down in the corner once more. Getting a great punish after that fireball comes through. We should see a level 1 super right here to bring you into a one-touch situation. There's only a pixel of health, but Coach Steve is not afraid. But
neither is Supergrenas. The wake-up jab tabby, not allowing Coach Steve to go for the obvious guard break setup that was coming.
Stuff right there. Supergrenas doing a great job right now to quickly control this sort of tempo right here, because that has been the recipe to success for them. They do get a side swap out right here though, but it should be enough to once again put them into that 15%, put you into a scary strike throw situation. Rev blow through the fireball. You're now one pixel away.
There's the DP again. Wake up buttons, this time with the big right hand. Supergrenas taking game number 1. Mexico in the eyes.
Doing the work, trying to make sure that we have that higher percentage of players from Mexico than players from the United States into this top 8 if they can.
I mean, this is Just Frame. It is Mexico's home turf. Look at the name in the link. JustFrame.mx.
You gotta defend the turf, but Coach Steve now bringing out the Kevin, saying like, "Hey, the Marco's not working. It's not being to the fullest effect. I think I just have to kill you in two touches."
Round 1. Get ready.
I'm actually really excited about this, bringing out the Marco for this, not the Marco, excuse me, the Kevin for this matchup.
Yeah. And this is not a matchup that we get a ton of footage of, right? These are not, you know, two characters that are constantly grinding each other in tournament sets a whole lot right here. But Coach Steve finds an opportunity with the end of that SPG to be able to get that rev below and try to mix them up, but Supergrenas willing to just let that DP rip.
Over there's the challenge with the 2A.
Yeah, great just defense as well, being able to keep themselves in a very healthy situation. And a great neutral jump over that throw, something that has been hindering Coach Steve throughout this entire tournament so far against all these players. Catches him with the low as well into the rev blow, and it should be enough no meter spent to take that round.
That's going to put Supergrenas now here at set point, threatening to eliminate Coach Steve. 1 round away from top 8 loser side.
Coach Steve trying to get these rotors to be charged if they can find an opportunity to really blow Supergrenas, but they are keeping themselves at the perfect spacing. Know that they can come in, know that they can bait out the throws that are coming from Coach Steve.
And we might be seeing a hidden gear super coming out here to close it out. It's absolutely going to be enough. Supergrenas moving on to top 8.
I always get worried. There's always a part of me that's like, maybe it doesn't kill. Maybe the explosion at the end isn't enough to kill them at 1 pixel. But Supergrenas obviously knows better. Going to be moving on to that top 8 losers side.
Look at this kid posed up in the back.
No games to play. We gotta go Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan if we have a chance to win right here. But Lokof just already trying to back off a little bit, seeing what Black Spider wants to be doing, and you're already seeing them not be afraid to still use that EX Tatsu when it works.
Able to secure the throw. Oh, nice block on the crosser, but still gets stuffed by that 5A confirmed.
Just defense, trading these throws back and forth between each other. Burn into that fireball super to put you into that 1 pixel situation. Catches with the overhead, but not able to find the link that they want afterwards.
Oh, and the EX Tatsu. Yeah, range is nerfed, but it's still a jump scare.
Especially a character that like is not as mobile without like doing a very committal movement option right there. So sometimes the EX Tatsu will have a little bit further range than what you'd expect.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Patience right here, Lokof trying to find opportunities to get these big jump-ins right here, and they eventually find the stagger to actually work out in their favor. Knocking Black Spider into that SPG now.
Able to lay it into an SPG of his own. What an interaction.
That's Lokof showing the readiness for it, right? Being able to use those air-to-airs to just slow down that armor just enough that they can cancel into that rev blow. But Black Spider is not afraid to keep the relentless aggression going, knowing that that's what they need to try to even up these life totals. But Lokof now trying to trade it onto their own, misses the anti-air.
Oh, but stuck with the 2A. Interesting, maybe a misinput there from Black Spider trying to just go for the EX Fireball. Again, that was definitely not a misinput. It's just trying to do EX Fireball to force a block.
Yeah, I think like potentially thinking that they're trying to go for like backdash or something in that scramble to, you know, try to catch him out, because that would be able to catch out or punish like a 2A check or even like a 5A check right there. So definitely some mind games going on between these two players as they're trying to figure it out.
Big pick up there from Lokof immediately into the red blow to get the knockdown. Goes low this time, but doesn't have the meter to actually go for the super. But now you're dead. Lokof sitting at set point, threatening to go up to winners finals.
As a reminder for this top 8, except for the winners, losers, and grand finals, it is first to 2, that standard tournament format. So Lokof is currently sitting in the driver's seat, but Black Spider finds the rev blow counter right here. It's going to quickly try to bring these life totals a little bit further. Red extension as well as we continue the pressure. Gets enough feints, but Lokof staying patient. They know their own.
Got clipped by the end there of the rev blow and knocked down. Great hyper defense, but nothing to show for it. We are scrambling right now, Tabby.
Yeah, we are deep in the basket right here. EX Fireball's coming through, but it wasn't enough to kill Lokof. You have to just defend everything that comes through. What a crucial bit.
And the super is enough to do it. Lokof is going to move on to winners finals here in top 8 at Just Frame.
That was insane. Lokof just playing so like one step ahead this entire time, looping that pressure over and over again. So we'll have to see, you know, if SoSickNASHFAN, who is someone who I think put a lot of work into Billy and was one of the stronger Billies in North America, separating themselves out of the pack, to see if they know how to fight Dany, because they are once again bringing that Jenet. They want to show like, hey, this I want to show my girl off.
This is another character who thrives in the air, right? She has a lot of really solid air options here. And we've already seen Billy's pretty good at shutting that down. His air-to-air normals are very strong. His 2C is incredibly strong, as well as his dodge attack.
Yeah, but it's something, if you're not ready for her specific stalls, her delays that she can do in those airs, and you're trying to time it the same way that you would a Hokutomaru, you can, you know, put yourself into a bad situation. Dany, though, showing that they grind a lot, that they have the patience, that they know what they're doing against this character.
Oh, a little bit of a shimmy. Oh, and the hop forward, still able to get the cross under. And Dany right now is firing on all cylinders, Tabby.
Yeah, I mean, that is what you need to do to try to make it through this kind of bracket, right? You have to be in the driver's seat for so much of the event, and especially when someone wants to try to bring out a wild card like this Jenet, who is a strong player, who knows what you want to be doing. You have to be ready for it. Ready for that flow?
That's what I was about to say. Let's see if NASHFAN is going to be ready for this. All right, goes for the roll forward, avoiding the corpse hop.
Great just defense as well on this. Not going to be giving SoSickNASHFAN all the room in the world to play, but they finally get that throw knocked down, trying to just catch him out with these, you know, with normals, trying to catch them. Lacking does catch him with the overhead, though.
We're going to go into super here. Absolutely, the level 1, able to secure the knockdown, one touch scenario.
Oh, wow.
That was nice.
And a great run under as well.
Oh, and the block on the super. Misses the link, though, on the close D.
And SoSickNASHFAN going to use that mileage that they were able to keep themselves alive right at the very end. Good hop under right there. But we're once going to reset to neutral, and this is where Dany can really thrive.
This movement, just hopping around, dashing around. Finally, Dany is able to find the hit.
Yeah, and just
super.
Yeah, wants to go into the level 2. Just guarantee it. No need to try to do anything fancy. Just do the easiest way to close the round. Dany taking game number 1.
Get ready. Fight SPG.
And NASHFAN just immediately locking into it once again, right? I was expecting, you know, potentially a character swap like we saw the last time that he lost with the Jenet, but what knows that they have the tools that they can use to try to take this kind of round.
Yeah, and I like the Jenet as well. Just staying loyal here. Able to secure the Reblo, gets the crumple on it as well. This is a big confirm now. Gonna go for that maximum corner carry.
A large swath of damage coming through as well. Still keeps them into that SPG, though. Beneficial if they want to try to open them up.
Backdash 2C is such a strong option here that we've seen from Dany Maza. Really just shutting down that air superiority that you see from Jenet.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the recipe for Dany in this matchup and in a lot of things, right? It's just backdash JC, backdash 5C, or backdash 2C, just trying to lock them down. Does even throw NASHFAN into overheat as well.
Yeah, now has to be very, very careful here. Billy is super good at just destroying that block gauge, and it looks like that's exactly what we're going to see. Guard crush into the pickup, but not going to be enough to kill, so it doesn't go for the super.
Yeah, but NASHFAN now trying to even up the life total, is going to get caught by the reversal super. I think was potentially looking to get themselves like a 1% lead, then lay it out for those last 9 fake seconds that were left on the clock. Good knockdown after the Reblo punish right there.
Oh, the EX. Air-to-air scenario. Dash forward, attempted the throw, but Dany, so difficult to open up. Seeing that, like, what does NASHFAN do here to open up Dany? He seems like a complete brick wall.
Yeah, I think a big thing is like this, right? Being able to find opportunities that you can actually hyper defense through their pressure, being able to use guard cancel or just defend guard cancels to open them up during their own pressure sequences is the key to success to beat out a lot of Dany, because that'll force them to create those bigger gaps that allow you to steal your own turns.
Oh, but there we go, finally finding a hit with the frame trap, gonna go straight for the super. The NASHFAN still has a tall mountain to climb right now. Dany sitting on over 1 bar of super meter. Could go for the reversal at any time.
Really trying to catch Dany on going for a throw, but we're just rev guarding out. We're trying to push you away. We'll take the air-to-air instead.
We get the light pokes. Now looking like they're going to try and go for the guard crush here, but has to be very careful about it. It's almost an overheat. Whoa, swings back, but it doesn't matter. The level 2 beats out the level 1.
I think they were hoping that they would have enough invuln frames right at the very end right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in Jenet's favor. It goes into the other B-named character right here, and that's going to be Dany moving on to fight Lokof in that winner's final. You're really seeing those people move up to that next level. You're seeing Supergrenas really do that right here, but now you're seeing Yurikov try to shut them down right here, utilizing that Hokutomaru.
Yet immediately going for the double rev blow here for the knockdown, putting up a lot of that super gauge as well. And now with the life lead, it's time to play it slow and steady.
Play it safe, utilize those shurikens that'll let you win those fireball wars should you need to. But Supergrenas doing a great job of throwing them out to try to check those shoulder tackles and finding a great jump in as soon as they were able to close that distance.
And gonna go for the empty low. Unfortunately, misses the confirm there. That is tragic. Could have been an absolutely massive sequence for Supergrenas, but it's gonna get a second chance here, albeit in overheat.
Good air-to-air, though, comes out for Yurikov, finds that JC to be able to connect. We'll have to find one more touch on the ground after this post. Super situation and utilizing that double jump, but it's not enough, but the guard crush hopefully will be. Uh-oh, my bad.
Oh, unfortunate.
Sorry, Yurikov, you had that. That's on me.
Get ready. Fight SPG.
Now taken to the skies once again.
It's one of those things that, like, Supergrenas now, they showed their hand pretty early with utilizing that fireball game in the neutral, which I did think helped a lot versus Yurikov in the early stage, but it's not something they can freely do now to shut him out because Yurikov is ready for that game plan, would be able to use the like the EX teleport, able to utilize that super to get the punish after the rev blow.
Gonna go for the super. But again, that puts you into the corner, so has to hop over to the other side. Neutral jump to blow up the wake-up throw attempt from Yurikov.
I feel like the super crossing up is actually a buff for Supergrenas. They have such a good job of just immediately going for the short hop mix afterwards, baiting people out on that strike throw, and opening them up again and again and again. Just defend, guard cancel that does come up from Yurikov as they tried to find a way to close it up, but Supergrenas lets that DP rip and ties it up.
Seeing here from Grenas keeping pace with Yurikov. Yurikov now being very cautious there at round start. That rev blow looking a lot like Vanessa's uppercut. I get flashbacks every time I see it.
Yeah, just the warning sirens start playing every time you see it.
Terrifying.
Trading these fireballs out. Shurikens coming through. Grenas almost had an opportunity right there, but Yurikov going to be the one to actually, you know, secure the interaction into their favor. Now, we're just playing lame again. Let that clock run out.
I mean, it's incredibly effective. It is incredibly effective for Hokutomaru. Like we said before, he is able to slow the pace of these matches down to a crawl because there are just so many threats out there. He's able to close the gap with the elbow, able to close the gap with EX teleport. His air mobility is second to none.
Yeah, as well as, like, even just if he chooses to stay on the ground, he can struggle with some anti-air options, but if you end up hitting at the exact right angle that he wants you to be at, you can be in for a world of hurt. Yurikov, though, realized, okay, these life totals are a little too close. I need to make sure that I can give myself enough of a gap push you out once more, and now we'll try to open you up. Cashes him low with the 2B right there. And Yurikov takes game number 1.
Only game number 1? Wow.
Yeah, right? Right?
Round 1.
The difference in speed between these Hokutomaru matches and some of these other matches is crazy.
Low-key, I bet you it's the Hokutomaru players who are the ones saying everything needs to be 3 out of 5.
That's what I'm You're so right. You're so right.
All right, jabbing the shuriken.
Yeah, I love that use of 5A super up close. If they tried to go for shoulder tackle, it would check them. It shoves the kunai. It just is a very, very safe option. Yurikov, though, is able to find the big hit afterwards. The Supergrenas needs to find like a big opening, I think, to try to even up these life totals. Because now Yurikov just gets to play patient, but allows Supergrenas to run close, but just defend guard cancel elbow is so good.
And now, nice. Immediate dash forward there after the feint. Into that throw. Gets the throw like after the meaty fireball. This time stopped short. Possibly afraid of a reversal.
Yeah, it's not something that we've seen come out a ton from Yurikov. It's more in those like guaranteed spots, like after the red blow, you see them try to go for the incorrect punish right here. But Supergrenas getting the great player read right there and recognizing that staying to the skies, hitting him with that JD is what they need to succeed.
Round 2.
Succeeding is Supergrenas, able to secure that round nearly at full meter here as well for the Super confirms. But the same can be said for Yurikov.
They're a little too close right there to be able to challenge the tornado, trying to catch them jumping in, but Grenas staying at the perfect spacing right here, finding a great challenge as well. Gonna get a big counter hit.
Into the bionic arm. Hard knockdown.
Yeah, go same side this time though, and Yurikov ready for it.
Oh my god, what a counter hit there. Supergrenas smelling the aggression from Yurikov with the multiple EXs and just sending out the red blow to catch him.
Yeah, Supergrenas, when they are able to keep that SPG right, Yurikov not finding like a big hit, is able to get such good reads. Like you already see it right there, ripping it again and again, but Yurikov finally being able to counter with the red blow of their own and should be able to knock them out of it and say, okay, back to playing my game. You're in my world now. Tries to catch him with the feint, but it's not going to work out. Now we just reset to the full screen. We're just gonna play it safe, and I do like this the game plan shift up from Yurikov though to be a little bit more aggressive, right? Knowing like, hey, I can't just play lane. Like it does work, but Supergrenas is very good at finding those right hits at those right specific times, and I don't want to accidentally give them the victory right at the very end.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% correct there. Yurikov, always a threat no matter what the life total is as well. Look at this, already harassing Supergrenas in the corner, giving some space to try and bait out anything, right? Whether it be some kind of a fireball, reversal, just looking to give Supergrenas enough rope to hang themselves with.
But then plays it safe once they know that they have the distance. But a great walk under from Supergrenas to recognize exactly where they needed to be to stop him.
And now look at the clock, down to 8 seconds, and Supergrenas is able to find the empty low. Just juggle this combo as long as possible, and now run away.
Oh no! Oh no! Confirmed to the super right here!
No, super had to go into the super earlier. That EX takes too long.
It is not enough right there. Supergrenas able to steal that round right at the very end. And they're already back to what they know works well. That rev blow at that full health is so good. Going into the bionic arm, locking him into the corner, catches the teleport as well. Oh no.
All of this turning the tables on Yurikov's own game plan. The slow and steady pace ended up costing him, and Supergrenas with the perfect and the 2-1 victory.
should be a exhilarating matches. These two players have both been very, very aggressive. Even though RINO is on that Hokutomaru as a character that can slow down the pace of games a lot, is willing to turn up the dial a lot more than someone like in the previous match where Yurikov was just willing to play lane for 99 seconds.
Yeah, and it's also really exciting just to be able to see Ken here in top 8, right? Ken's still a fairly new character, so a lot of these matchups have not been figured out yet. Ooh, the feint into the throw! Nasty work.
Yeah, that fireball feint is like kind of like scary. Like Marco has a very similar feint with his own fireball as well, and it's something to worry about. But Ken just being able to utilize that and then have a bunch of mix-up tools off it, a bunch of strong neutral tools as well. It's a very, very scary situation to be in. But RINO not letting that get to them, willing to put themselves back into the corner, knowing that they can find their way out.
And I think he needs that too, right? Because he doesn't get that classic heavy feint heavy like a lot of other characters do. He only gets it when he scores a counter hit.
But he does also have some like more consistent options that thought that they were going to be able to punish the break on the 2-hot kicks right there. Doesn't work out. But we saw earlier before the air-to-air immediately into Tatsu as well that guarantees them some solid knockdowns.
Man, and the rev blow trying to escape from the corner there. RINO just sticking to Liquid O like glue. And the level 2 super is going to be enough to close out the first round.
Liquido, I think, also is early in the set, wanting to keep some tools in their back pocket, so to speak, right? Like we hadn't seen them go for reversal DP. We haven't seen them go for some of these more aggressive, like EX Jinrai kicks, try to use EX Fireball in their pressure sequences to try to take some plus frames back. We saw them try to use EX Tatsu right there, but RINO already ready for it, able to find the anti-air and get a good knockdown.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that Liquido is still trying to feel out the way that RINO wants to approach this match. Does get the side swap there, into the DP, into the level 1.
That dealt so much damage.
Oh! Yo, third strike?
Yeah, we got good old just-spent guard cancel, the third strike our way out of that corner, but Liquido locking down once more and puts you into the throw loop to close it out.
Bro, I kind of can't wait. You know, day 1 that Chun-Li releases, everyone on Twitter is just going to be doing the Evo moment with Ken and Chun-Li in this game.
I feel bad for Justin Wong in that situation. You should just get off. Don't stream that day. Just get off Twitter. It's going to be a bad time.
All right, nice. With the just defend there. Harassing with those Jinrai kicks, staying safe. One of the scary things, too, about Ken is just being able to go into the Rev Excel run, break, makes so many of his strings incredibly safe.
Yeah, it's not something that we've seen like a ton from Liquido in any of the sets that we've had them on so far. So it'll be interesting to see how they want to layer that into their pressure. But right now, RINO wants to slow it down a little bit more, trying to beat that fireball game that Liquido wants to bring out.
We haven't really seen a lot of low forward come out either. Mostly been these overheads into super. And just look at that, still a nice chunk of damage. Ken is scary with the tools that he has.
Oh, it was trying to go for a throw hoop right there at the very end. It didn't end up working out. Able to hit with the low Jinrai. RINO staying alive even with just a little bit of health left because they know one big confirm is all that they need.
Yeah, that was a big drop there, too. After that teleport in, that was RINO's opportunity, but ends up eating a EX Fireball to the dome. And Liquido takes game number 1 with the Ken.
Get ready.
Liquido does a really good job of staying at like right about that round start distance away from RINO in a lot of these situations, right? Because that gives you like your fireball game to be a little bit more real because they can't just react to it with their own kunai and beat and win in their favor, and they can't react to the EX teleport to try to beat it out.
Absolutely.
So.
Oh no, but the Red Blow getting jumped over once again. That's twice in a row.
Yeah. Oh, and now trying to bring out the reversal DP, but crossed him up right at the very end. And there you go. See, right at that round start range, just like we were talking about, is exactly where Liquido wants to try to keep some of their pressure sequences. Fireball feint as well, opening them up.
Yeah, that fireball feint into the light pressure there is so clean. And Ken actually gets a lot of consistent routes off of his light confirms too.
Yeah, he's reminds me of some other top tier characters that were like really, made or broken by those light confirms that they have access to.
We're looking at one of them.
Yeah, your words, not mine.
Oh, into the hidden gear, yep. Gonna be able to refund all of that rev gauge.
As well as knocks them out of SPG, so they're not gonna have to worry about any rev blow. It's not gonna give like as free of rev cancels for when Liquido is able to make something happen right here. Burger combo connects, but here we go. That's that big wild punish that Liquido has been looking for.
Yeah, that far C. I guess I should say 6C, right? It's not really a far
Yeah.
C.
Great cross up from RINO right there. Not enough to close it out. We're trying to reset. EX run into the overhead. We'll just catch up with another overhead into the level 1. Life totals are dead even.
Just has to find that one touch. Gotta watch out for the chip damage too. Trying to create some space. It doesn't. Just defend it or rev block it. RINO gonna tie things up 1 apiece.
Yeah, it was, I think, looking for those justframe timings, but wasn't exactly on point with them. Didn't want to try to jab the shurikens out of the air, out of fear of like EX teleport coming in to punish them. So great stuff from RINO right there to really get into Liquid's head, and a great early confirm for them.
Fireball is going to get jumped in on, but not a big confirm there. Able to secure the back throw. Still so much range on that back throw, too. They kept that for Ken.
That's definitely something that I think you're going to see as this character is like more developed over time. Is going to be a very scary tool for when people have to respect. This event just reset out of the air, trying to stop him with a heavy kunai right there, but it didn't end up working out into the level 1.
The throw. Gotta watch out. RINO. Yep, going for the wake up reversal. Super.
But a wake up backdash coming out from Liquid. Oh, just not wanting to hold any of this pressure. Oh, you are dead.
Liquid now sitting at set point. This is some of the best Ken that we've seen yet here in Fatal Fury.
Yeah, this is, you know, Liquid just showing like, hey, this is a character that you have to be worried when someone knows what they're doing. When they are cooking, it is dangerous.
Now slowing things down a lot here, harassing with the Hadokens, but nice dashing.
Be able to even anti-air with EX Fireball and still get the run to guarantee a solid knockdown is like a super useful tool. EX Tatsu to close the gap, opens up with the overhead once again.
Yeah, with the life lead here, Liquid content to just hang back.
Yeah, trying to do his best Hokutomaru impression with, you know, just playing that fireball game, sitting from that full screen. But RINO trying to close the gap a little bit more. There's that low forward finally coming out to make a big effect, but RINO immediately challenging, you know, taking the life lead in their own favor.
Patience, the patience from Liquid just trying to find the way to thread the needle. Jump in's not going to quite be it, but if we can just get one more overhead into a super or even a low forward, which we still have not seen really get utilized.
Yeah, it's something that I think they're using very sparingly just because they know how strong it can be, and they're just going to let that clock run out with this combo now.
Oh!
We'll end with the hidden gear.
The hidden gear, the ultra. Beautiful. Oh, we got the music too. I got jump skip for a second. I'm running circle of time.
For half a moment, I was like, did that get added? I just missed it.
I thought so too. I second guessed myself. Shout out to production.
That is my #1 requested feature. SNK, please.
Next year, again, the loser side of the bracket. It is going to be Black Spider versus Supergrenas.
It's going to be Black Spider once again on that Marco, who's been strong for this entire tournament, only getting knocked into losers by Lokof right here. But Supergrenas is someone who you like can't ever second guess them at any stage of the tournament, right? Because they get some great reads like this, being able to utilize that red blow to the full effect to get through that fireball game that a lot of their opponents are trying to bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the way the Supergrenas is utilizing the fireball game is honestly really inspiring. We mentioned a little bit earlier about how it's mostly utilized for Oki, but they've actually been using it as like a legit fireball.
You also see them try to utilize that red blow to get through a lot of these crucial situations, but Black Spider utilized the fireball super to punish on the whiff red blow right there. Able to now once again mix them up. Should put them into a one-touch situation.
Harassing with those lights. Nice to dash up into the far D. Oh, caught you trying to press after the heavy DP break.
I was a little worried right there at the very end because Supergrenas just defended just enough to put him at a slight life lead, and I've been seeing too many Hokutomaru. I was like, oh, are they just about to try to run away for the rest of the game?
No, I don't think either of these players are the type to run away. I think they like to slug it out here.
Yeah, they're definitely wanting to keep it dangerous.
Interesting to see Black Spider utilize Far C a lot. I feel like that's not a button you see from Marco players too often.
Yeah, I think it's like a big thing is it's a button that didn't get. Oh no, it did. It got increased to be 1 frame faster. So now being at 10 frames, it actually covers some spacing that it didn't previously, which is very nice.
Oh, that's not nice though.
Yeah.
Clean punish, keeping it nice and simple.
Yeah, Black Spider. Yeah, like I said, keeping it simple, I think, is the easiest way to explain how their gameplay has been working this entire tournament. They're not trying to do any of the fancy stuff. They're utilizing some of the new changes that he was able to get out of this patch, but embolding and embodying keeping it simple is the success plan that they are trying to use this event.
Oh, nice stuff. Into a full confirm there as well. Going for the jump over the elbow. Immediate guard cancel into the red blow.
It just wants them knocked off. Does not want to have to hold any of this. The X-Tatsu not going to connect off that first one, and the DP is going to get punished. Supergrenas finding that bionic arm, trying to put him in a one-touch situation and utilizing that air rev blow to feint him out on the anti-air attempts right there. Something that we haven't seen them use a whole lot throughout the set, but every time it has been, it's been fantastic.
Trying to incorporate a little bit of that dodge attack as well. One of the longest range pokes that Marco has. Oh, that was a big gamble there with the sweep. I think Supergrenas could have gotten a lot more off of that block.
Yeah, I just not sure if they were 100% ready for that punish right afterwards, but they are ready for this one.
Chop down, tries to go for the overhead, but there's the DP. Supergrenas once again showing no fear. Might maybe have a little bit of fear against this character, though. Marco still hits like a truck.
Yeah, you can't be fully no fear versus the guy who wants to blow up 60% of your life bar with one punch to the chest right here. But Supergrenas gonna find a great corner route right here. Has a bunch of meter built up. Gonna go into that level 2, and that should be enough to close out the round and tie it up 1-1.
It absolutely is. Says you must have a weak point. Go ahead.
I was saying, Supergrenas really embodies like the Preecha character trait of like, I'm gonna find your weak point and exploit it. Supergrenas is really good at finding exactly what makes a player tick and punishing them accordingly.
It's absolutely well put here. And look at that, just able to sniff out whenever an opponent wants to be as aggressive as well. That red blow was beautifully placed, but I have to watch out for Black Spider's red blow. It's been very happy with it throughout the entire time we've seen them on stream. There it is in the air, but once again landing into a reversal.
Yeah, and not only into the reversal, but enough to confirm with the level 1 right at the very end. Supergrenas, with almost a full health bar in that last round, is going to be in a very comfortable position. And you see Black Spider trying to turn on the aggression, be like, okay, I have to do something. I have to figure out how to open him up. But Supergrenas is just going to knock you down to get another big counter hit to immediately knock you out of that SPG.
Knockdown, goes for the neutral jump, is able to secure the wild punish, and Supergrenas is going to move on to losers final.
Yeah.
Losers semifinals, excuse me.
Jenet is going back in the pocket, and we're bringing out that Hotaru, which should, on paper, be someone who can deal with Ken like very effectively, right? Not going to be able to allow them to play that fireball game. We already seen Liquid now try to utilize Faint Fireball in neutral a lot more.
Yeah, and you already saw NASHFAN immediately go for that EX Fireball, right? To just set the pace and prevent the Hadokens from coming out. There's the Reflect as well.
Yeah,
You're not going to win the Fireball game here.
But you can just defend your own Fireballs as they come out. Try to build some of that health back, build some of that meter gauge where you can. Because I think one thing that is going to be very scary, if Liquido is able to find a big punish, Just like this right here, getting a big counter hit, that life bar is going to go down very quickly.
Oh,
Nashfan, that's not a good...
Big drop, so sad. That was a massive opportunity for Liquid O to steal so much life from Nashfan, but still maintaining the corner pressure here.
Yeah, and also at that cost as well, ate up a lot of rev gauge, so they have to be a little more careful with their options. You saw them trying to rev blow out. It's not going to work out as Nashfan throws them and finds one more meaty to close it out, not needing to even spend the level 1.
That could have been a completely different round if Liquid O did not drop the punish on that blocked super.
We'll see that, you know, gets them into their game plan. They're already being a little bit more aggressive with that fireball game as they see Nashfan just wants to find the red blow up close enough. We'll rip that DP though, and we'll rip a DP of our own. No meaties here.
Should have done it again. It would have worked. There it is. Able to get a little bit of a corpse hop there, but now we're scrambling a little bit. Harassing with the Jinrai kicks. That is the end of your turn though after that. Might confirm into EX Tatsu.
Just go into the Shoryu rep, just try to get as much damage as you can, because that is something that's so important versus the Hotarus. You can't give them chances to live, because they'll get situations like this, knock you down once some more. Now you're in a very scary situation about their command grab, about EX command grab follow-ups, their good neutral game. That's what Liquid O resets it back to that neutral.
Oh, tries to go for the EX Tatsu in the air to get that jump over punish on the fireball. Not going to quite work out. Now Nashfan giving up so much space, though, walking themselves to the corner. Not where you want to be.
Well, they know that they can be pretty safe. They are stuck in overheat right here. And Liquid O not able to find the guard break extension that they were looking for. SoSickNASHFAN taking that first round.
Get ready.
Well, in my mind, the moment that SoSickNASHFAN went into overheat in the corner, my mind just looked at Liquid O and said, drive impact.
Yeah, honestly, same.
Oh no, getting caught counter hit actually. Wake up buttons though is gonna be nice.
Well, trying to catch him with that run, but not going to work out. So SoSickNASHFAN utilizing that fireball game in their own pressure to the fullest extent.
Oh, actually could have comboed off of that, but had already committed to the run stop there to try and stay plus on block. This Ken remix is crazy.
So good, yeah. Liquid also had the same idea of, hey, you're in overheat, I'm going to try to drive him back to you in the corner, but unfortunately, Rev Blow not going to work out just the same. So both players now stuck in overheat, and you can't play this fireball game when you have no meter on deck.
Or wait, I can't hear the music too well. Is this Ryu's theme playing in the back, actually? I think it is. Yeah, that's Ryu's theme.
Okay,
that's Ryu's theme. Ryu's theme remix in this game is crazy, too, and the fact that they gave us Ryu's stage along with Ken is also fire.
So part of me wanted, like, the jazzy New York, like, third strike stage done in the Fatal Fury art style. It'd be sick, but that's for Chun-Li. That's for Chun-Li.
Maybe for Chun-Li. Maybe for Chun-Li. Gonna fight in the Southtown subways.
Yep, exactly. Reversal right here from Nashfan. Still being able to keep onto that SPG as well. So staying a little bit safe, being able to use that red blow to knock him down.
Oh, but just gets the 5B. To that 6C. The DP right on out. You can't just keep fainting in Nashfan's face like that. Things are not looking too good for Liquid O.
EX Tatsu to get out of the corner, but you're stuck in overheat. You would need a big confirm off this to fully work.
Oh, and the dash up DP. Still, you know, Tabby, no low forwards at all, which was the most shocking thing about that to me, considering that you can get low forward into EX Fireball into level 1 super. And I feel like that is such a strong poke, if just as strong, if not more strong, than the overhead into the level 1 super. Let's see what Dany is going to do up against a newly Visa achieved Lokof.
Yes. And Dany also was playing Rock when the game originally came out. And Rock got a lot of changes in the patch. So there's always that consideration of maybe they go back to Rock for some specific matchups, but staying outside of the range of Marco with Billy, something that can just be very effective as a whole. But right now, you have to hold all this pressure that Lokof is bringing. Yeah,
that backdash getting caught by the 5A was devastating. Oh, but reeled on in. Slice and dice into the hard knockdown there with the red blow.
Just staying patient right here, trying to find their own opportunities to be able to close that gap, not get blown up with these anti-airs. Good just defense coming up from Dany, though.
Dash up 2C immediately with the EX reel in. So you're noticing a lot more ability players are going for the follow-up. They're not just stopping with the reel in, right? Because reel in EX is now 0. It is just completely neutral on block, and the regular one is -1. So it's not as much free pressure as it used to be.
Oh no, it's only 0 now. It's only a neutral advantageous situation.
Oh my god, I'm not plus.
What'll I do? What'll I do? Well, you see, jumping in might not be the best thing to be doing versus Lokof right here. Their anti-air reactions have been so on point. Yeah, and baiting out the reversal as well. Not committing to the option super early because they were expecting to come out from Dany. Patience right now from Lokof, just trying to send that neutral jump, expecting Dany to try to cover the horizontal position of the screen.
Super.
Big cross up. Like it's a good amount of damage right here, but now Lokof is like forcing you to be back in the mid screen, which is where Dany wants to be, right? Finding that reversal super as well. Neutral jump though, gonna work great. They felt that reset coming out from Dany and is able to take game number 1.
Yeah, Lokof just looking so incredibly consistent here. Has been looking consistent all night. I actually want to take a look back at their tournament run as well, see if they've dropped any games at all.
Maybe one in like one set, but Lokof has been on point throughout this entire tournament so far and is continuing to show it once again.
Yeah, no, they haven't dropped a single one. They have been completely undefeated 2-0 across the entire board throughout this entire tournament. And I think the same thing. Nope, Dany has actually dropped the game against Keitoless. So when it comes to the raw numbers here, Lokof definitely a little bit more sharpened. Let's see how that's going to finish off.
Yeah, you know, that comes with you know, the experience, right? Lokof has been playing fighting games for, I think, arguably maybe longer than Dany has been alive. So. Go. Good blocks from Dany as well, checking the low. Lokof has been going for the overhead so consistently in a lot of the sets, so I think like Dany has a really good read on the player recognition to know where they want to be going on these 50-50s. So it's not really where they get opened up. It's usually on these dashing. It's usually not on those mix-ups, but it does end up working for Lokof here.
And one of the scariest things here for Dany is that the only reversals that you have are metered, right? Oh, it steals the turn, steals the round with a delayed DP. Lokof up 2-0. Still hasn't dropped a game.
Yeah, didn't even give Dany a chance to spend that meter on a reversal situation. It was just in their head right now and trying to think, hey, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to deal with me? It's not enough to keep me out of that SPG. My red blow still available. Be able to use it in the skies. Good block on the overhead. Nice to be punished.
Pick up to the knees, into the uppercut super.
From low and finds a cross-up.
I wonder what the reasoning for going for uppercut super there in the corner is. I know that a fireball super got nerfed to have a little bit more recovery. Maybe the Oki is better now, but who cares about that, Tabby? We just saw guard cancel on the EX Tatsu to close out the round.
Yeah, I do think the Oki might be better because we've seen more times of Lokof going for uppercut super and then being able to open them up with the cross. Meanwhile, the fireball super keeps them on the same side more frequently. So maybe just that opportunity for mix-ups as well, which is what they need. But Lokof, the only thing they need right now is speed because they are trying to close this game out. JB right here from Dany. Able to find these short confirms right here. Lokof. Okay. Great just defense right there. Not able to, you know, cancel out of anything, knowing Dany's able to stay safe afterwards, but that's a big wild punish. And this is what Dany needs to try to get their name on the board.
Yes, Dany staying alive here, but things are still looking incredibly dangerous. 100 meter on Lokof's side, meaning any stray hit, any low or overhead is going to lead to a massive amount of life lost.
But Dany keeping the momentum early right here, spending a big grip of that damage. Gonna keep that meter on deck for the next confirm. That's a big wild punish. Is this enough right here? Spending all this rev gauge?
Into the super. Very nice. Dany in such a strong position trying to go for the overhead. That was a great block and a rev block too there from Lokof to prevent any chip damage.
Yeah, but now Lokof is fully getting in there, gets out of the throw, but no punish on it. Dany 2B not going to connect after the reduced hitbox right there. Good blocks as they're coming through. Lokof is really trying to keep that streak alive, but Dany will be the one to stop it, bringing it 2-1.
The close B, tripping him up there at the end. Dany will not be denied, still fighting strong.
And if anyone can make Lokof bleed, that is a sign for success for them potentially in this event. But Lokof able to retain their calm, able to reset back out. Great anti-air right there, getting the slowdown off that rev blow that Lokof has been using to blow Dany up throughout the rest of the set before.
You rarely ever get to see the slowdown from the air ones, right? But now just the pressure is on, harassing again. Dash in 5A, dash in 5A. And there's the DP immediately stealing a turn.
Oh, no hit on the jump in. Was looking for just defend on the anti-air DP. The Lokof didn't even bait onto it. Dany, though, still able to find these quick confirms. Puts you into a strike throw situation to close out. Lokof just willing to press for their life.
The wake up buttons is crazy. Trying to go for the throw there afterwards. Able to block the rev blow. Yeah, you can't be too aggressive because of the threat of rev blow here from Dany.
Just defending right here, just building themselves a little bit of a buffer to make them not be able to get any hit for free, but Dany will use that throw to take it and set themselves once again on the path of victory.
1 round away from tying this up. A Lokof starting off strong. There's the hard knockdown with the rev blow. Not going for any kind of overhead low Oki, just trying to push Dany into the corner, but ends up getting tossed in himself.
Yeah, knowing that they've been getting the most reward once they keep Dany into the corner, because as soon as they're in that mid-screen, it becomes a little bit scarier. And still keeping with that air rev blow game plan. Wasn't scared of getting anti-aired out of it before, but Dany isn't scared to pop that reverse super either. And a great jump in as well.
And that entire turnaround was off of the nerf to Marco. Being able to more consistently actually punish the overhead if you block it is huge. It means that Marco has to go for a risk to get that massive damage.
Them try to go for some massive damage off the fireball super, but we still were able to poke them out, and Dany ties it up 2-2.
Dany has turned this around so massively. Quick games as well. Something has definitely clicked where Dany has just been in the flow state.
The first 2 rounds, those were download. That was information. Now, he's got it locked in. He's got it figured out. And you can already see him just playing defensive, like trying to play around that fireball game that Lokof is bringing to the table, knowing that they're eventually going to have to commit to something, and they're going to try to be able to punish it accordingly. Just defense from both players come through, but Lokof resetting immediately and catching him low this time after the post-throw situation.
Yeah, definitely think it's better Oki there. It looks like it. So the 2 extra frames of recovery really matter that much when it comes to the corner combo. That's really interesting to see, but an unfortunate super just dialed it in. Didn't recognize that. The hits dropped.
Yeah, and that's Lokof finally getting around on board. Dany had been kind of like up in a streak on them, so potentially seeing the stop sign to that reverse 3-0. But Dany not letting that get to them, knowing that they can just walk him down to the corner. Blocks right there, but the just defend guard cancel with the rev blow, still having the SPG on deck and immediately opening him into the overhead, into the hidden gear.
Oh, look at this. Gonna be a grip of damage, and even better for Lokof, back to 0% on the rev gauge. Oos.
Not able to get the full dash on the overhead, though. Dany able to roll out as well, as that 200 meter on deck is once again an SPG, so they could quickly even up these life totals if they're able to find a big hit of their own, but it really will come down to what happens in these next 30 seconds.
Super, that's gonna be a clean punish, and Lokof moves on to grand finals winner's side. Shirts off. Where actually Supergrenas got sent to the lose side of the bracket here.
I believe it was
By Black Spider, 2-0 in winners round 2. So
Okay.
they've been on a crazy run so far.
One. Get ready. Fight. SPG.
Yeah, making that distance through the loser side of the bracket, going into loser so early in a tournament and still making it this far is like a testament to the endurance that some of these players can have, but it could also be dangerous once you get to this very end because the decision making can get a little bit slower with the fatigue.
Crew takes a lot of endurance to go that far, play that many matches in bracket. Right now, NASHFAN does seem to have the advantage.
Yeah, definitely. They feel like they are in control of this early tempo here, right? And I think that's a big thing with their player, their skills as a player, is being able to control match tempo into their favor. But I think for some reason, Jenet, it feels like home for them. It feels like it clicks way more than it does in other characters, and they're just able to utilize the strengths of those stronger characters that they play to circumvent some of those issues. But Supergrenas is a player that if they get those right reads, if they know exactly what you're thinking, you are going to get punished for it.
And that's something that you mentioned in the last set that we saw Supergrenas on, right? All they need to do is find that touch. And if they can find it, they can capitalize. But it might be just a little too late here because SoSickNASHFAN is able to secure the round.
Round 2.
We have to see if they can, channel their IRL QPG to find an opportunity to beat SoSickNASHFAN. But right now, SoSickNASHFAN is very good at just playing that defensive game plan where they need to, finding opportunities like this to be able to counter the rev blow when it's necessary and knock Supergrenas out of that SPG.
Nice bionic arm.
But we just hold up back out of the corner. We don't need to respect it when you see the whiff come out early for that frame kill right there. And SoSickNASHFAN quickly bringing Supergrenas' life totals down with that super confirm. Patience right here from SoSickNASHFAN, knowing that they can't let something like this happen. Supergrenas fighting a quick confirm and only needs one more touch to confirm into a level 1 to close out the round, but burns themselves into overheat. Doesn't matter, Supergrenas quickly ties it up.
Final round. Get ready. Fight. SPG.
Round start scenario, just dashing right on in. The way that NASHFAN weaves in and out is what's really interesting to watch here with the Jenet, right? Not really utilizing too much of her air momentum here, just utilizing that great walk speed and those fantastic dashes.
Yeah, but you saw as soon as Supergrenas got the read of that kind of playstyle, right? You literally just saw NASHFAN try to walk forward to force Supergrenas back to the corner, but they immediately caught them out, able to confirm in with the hidden gear as well for maximum damage. Reactions here from NASHFAN.
Throw. Trying to go for the overhead.
Oh, had the feint cancel right there, was not able to find the confirmation that they were looking for, but they'll instead open him up once more with the level 1 right at the very end to close out the round. NASHFAN going up 1 game. And this is back to loser semis, so we just seen that, you know, first to 3, but we are back to that first to 2 territory. You do not have as much room to breathe.
Yeah, no, especially here in the loser side of things. Supergrenas, though, taking a deep breath and moving forward as always. Oh, what a trade there with that guard cancel. Supergrenas once again just waking up with buttons. We saw that in the last set as well. No fear in their hearts. Cero miedo.
Once more. Supergrenas just playing some good old-fashioned strike throw to stop NASHFAN's game plan.
Oh, but there's the rev blow right back and be able to get the crumble into a full confirm.
Not able to find the full extension that they were looking for right at the very end. But NASHFAN has been so on point with like being able to get those right reads for exactly what they need to stop their opponent, right? Knowing that, hey, you're gonna try to rev blow to get through my tornado, to get through some of the mid-screen pressure that I had been bringing, but Supergrenas keeping it calm in the corner, able to side swap as well off of this. Good JDs from NASHFAN though.
Oh, trying to go for the double jump there in order to bait out a reversal throw, but instead, it's Grenas' throw who gets baited out.
The level 2 as well, but it's not going to be enough, but it does put him into a single button away from closing it out. So Grenas has to turn up the aggression, but NASHFAN just keeps it calm with the guard cancel right at the very end. It is now 1 round away from moving to get that run back versus Dany.
They confirm in the corner, but the problem here is sitting at 98% on the rev gauge. And now with the tables turned, you can see NASHFAN was trying to force a block situation once to put Supergrenas into overheat. But Supergrenas stopping it short with all of these buttons and the DP break as well. Overheat into hidden gear.
It should be enough to make Supergrenas tie it up to that 1-1 situation. And now, you have to think. Because when NASHFAN has been in this situation before versus other people, yeah, going back to the room. Oh, no, not going back to the room. I thought they went back. They're sticking with the Jenet.
Yeah, it's a rematch. The ride or die tonight for NASHFAN.
And right now, the only person that they're looking to bring into that die category is their opponent, Supergrenas. But good jump out of the throw, right? They're able to reset into the neutral a little bit more, trying to utilize their own tornadoes to stop Jenet from approaching.
Also, not wanting to go in like crazy right now, just kind of content to let the rev gauge cool down, because that guard cancel was really expensive early on. Look at that, back at 75% now, just like that.
Yeah, now already back to 80 at 82 as well, trying to rev blow through. It's expecting it to come out from Grenas, and Grenas will just walk NASHFAN down to the corner.
Right, jump. Okay, just empty jump mid. Trying to catch a press there from NASHFAN. And now NASHFAN definitely going for the pressing, trying to push Supergrenas into that overheat once again.
They might be throwing themselves into overheat here if they're not careful. It's building up. Good tech out. Oh no! You whiffed the throw right there. Grenas has been so on point every single time their opponent wants to go for the throw. They're ready for the neutral jump. They're ready to punish them accordingly. And they were just trying to build up that life lead to let the timer run out. But Grenas not letting that get to them, putting out themselves on match point.
Yeah, on match point. But NASHFAN sitting here with a lot of meter. Unfortunately, going to get blown up by that rev blow. Wake Up Super is going to hit its mark. Not a whole lot of damage, though. Oh, my God. Neither of them want to hold anything.
Yeah. I respect it. Like, you're not wanting to hold any of this Oki that both these players can bring to the table right here. Supergrenas also knocked Nashfan out of SPG, so no Red Blow on deck and keeping them further out, which allows them to use their own Red Blow a little bit more effectively.
Keep things slow. Nashfan knows that you can't overextend here. Sending out the fireball just to put some pressure there on Supergrenas, but the problem is Grenas is not going to move forward. There's no reason to.
Yeah, they just play it lane
maybe
break.
they will.
They only move forward when it matters the most, and Supergrenas is going to be taking this 2-1 over SoSickNASHFAN. Supergrenas has to go in after what was a very close match versus SoSickNASHFAN, and while momentum can be very beneficial, like, that might be getting them to a little bit. And once again, losing so early into the tournament in that winners round 2 that you've just had to play significantly more matches than the rest of these players.
Exactly. So yeah, exactly. That can be a factor. The fatigue finally setting in for Supergrenas. But it looks like they're still calm and collected, have plenty of energy to spare. Nice empty jump in. Gonna be able to punish the dodge attack attempt there from Dany.
And that is going to be big, right? Being able to lock Dany down into the corner. This is where they have been excelling so far through this tournament, is just by constantly forcing the aggression on their opponent. Able to walk out a little bit right here and allowing Dany to reset the mid-screen is going to be pretty scary for them.
Trying to be a little bit slower here, looking for the right way to thread the needle, but instead, Supergrenas with a beautiful neutral hop is going to be able to close out round number 1.
These hops have just been so on point for Supergrenas the entire tournament. I feel like that has been the X factor for them to, like, take big swings in some of these matches. Ooh, a big DP break extension right here. Excellent stuff to recognize on the jump in.
Great just defense, but we need to turn that into better defense, and there it is, a neutral hop to blow up a throw attempt. Look at the damage on this tab here.
Yeah, that is a ludicrous amount of damage there, Jobber. And now Dany able to control the corner of their own. Supergrenas gonna have to take a big risk to get out of here, while Dany is just able to keep it safe. Jabbing him out right now, trying to catch the anti-airs, but we don't get the extension that we want. Supergrenas getting that last pixel wild punish.
We'll send up the meaty fireball and trying to go in for the throw, but multiple throws just not working out here against Dany. Has that sixth sense.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, you when you present that such a good option against someone again and again, especially a player like Dany's caliber, they're going to be ready for that next layer as it comes through. Just level 1 to just cash out the damage. Want to make sure that we can get them out of SPG. Don't want to allow them to be rev blowing for free.
Super in the corner. Dangerous spot for Supergrenas to be now. Able to get the just defend, trying to jump to relieve some of this pressure.
But Dany using that sixth sense you were talking about of always being one step ahead, even if we're not getting these full extensions, just getting these poke trades into their favor. Now you see them already playing patient, waiting for something crazy to come out from Supergrenas.
Now it's Grenas who needs to figure out a way to thread the needle here. It's going to be incredibly difficult to make a comeback this low on life. You can't take a single hit, and chip is a factor.
Yeah, and that JC will come and connect right at the very end. That's going to be Dany taking game number 1 of our losers finals.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight SPG.
All right, round start scenario. Dany, another person who's been looking unstoppable, right? Obviously, only lost one entire game all the way up to winners finals.
Oh, tried to be a little aggressive with these rev blows. Dany, though, not able to find the punishes that they were looking for.
Ooh, big damage there. Tries to go for the empty low. Dany has been so good at escaping from this corner, though. Supergrenas needs another approach to try and keep him locked down. That was a beautiful anti-air.
Yeah, that's a big thing, is Dany has just been so on point with these anti-airs. Every single time it has mattered to keep them alive or keep them in an advantageous state, they have done so good, as well as with these jump-ins, being able to knock him down. Great TP!
Oh, and the hop over with the JC. Another round for Dany.
This is a big thing of like why we were talking about before the fireballs not being like a really good like a real fireball, quote unquote, right? Because Dany has ended the past 3 rounds with reaction hop JC to be able to blow up those fireballs, right?
Yeah.
And Supergrenas is just kind of autopiloting that in some of these situations, and Dany being so on point to blow him up for it can be very scary, but Supergrenas might not have to deal with that if you can keep this damage up in the corner.
I want to see the scary mix-up in the corner that Preecha has. We've been seeing a lot of empty jump mix-up, but it just hasn't really been working out so far. That rev blow is going to work out, though.
Yeah, not able to find a big extension, and now Dany has to make that same uphill battle. The Supergrenas almost made a couple times over. Just defends, but Dany playing very patient right now.
And the clean jumping. Supergrenas still keeping pace. Currently 1 step behind, but about to catch up. Needs that extra push.
Yeah, they have that next foot already stepped forward to try to catch up. It's up to Dany to go into overdrive here. Try to beat out the pacing on it, but Supergrenas doing a good job. Down. Lock him in the corner once again. But empty jump. You've been saying you want to see these mix-ups that come out from Preecha, but empty jump keeps working, so why change it?
I mean, hey, working out here immediately into the hitting gear. That's going to be a game for Supergrenas, tying things up 1-1. But remember, this is that extended 3 out of 5 set. So there's plenty of time for both players to adapt.
But Supergrenas getting it perfect right there. And every single time we've seen Supergrenas get these big perfects to close out the rounds, they have been steamrolling the rest of their opponents. We saw this happen versus Black Spider in the latter portion of their sets. We saw this happen versus SoSickNASHFAN. It wasn't a full perfect, but it was very, very close.
The wake up buttons again. I love how every once in a while Supergrenas will just wake up with a button to make sure that you're not doing anything too tricky.
Yeah, they have the right perfect flow though, being able to take that risk and knowing exactly where that they can use it to their own favor. Dany though is gonna say, hey, you took a wrong risk right there. Maybe you shouldn't take it. Feel a little less safe. Let me do my own pressure. Lose this round.
Again, this is the tug of war round too, right? So whoever can secure this and get that extra safety net of being up 2 games, 2-1, is going to be in such a strong position. Can take more risks. Dany just playing so fundamentally sound here at the moment. There's the wake-up DP from Supergrenas to escape from the corner and chasing down with the heal.
Yeah. And every single time that Dany's just trying to up back out of the corner, you're seeing Supergrenas be able to always hit them, always not let them escape for free. It's slowly eating at their life bar, but Dany finally finding the jump that they were looking for.
Should be able to finish off here, possibly, with the super. Is it enough? It is.
It's just barely, but that's showing the expertise that Dany has on this ability right here. The recognition to know exactly what they need to do to close out these rounds at these times. It now has that buffer that you were just talking about.
Still in SPG here. Means that we're going to be able to rev excel without spending too much of that rev gauge.
Fainting out, just Dany wanting to walk Supergrenas to the corner, and you can already see Supergrenas recognizing that this is getting a little too close for comfort, so trying to recontrol some of this screen space, but Dany now turning up the aggression. But Jay needs to keep that health bar safety.
Pressure. This feint canceling here is so scary with Preecha. Really unsure of when it's your turn to actually press. But trying to bait out those throws with those neutral jumps. Supergrenas not gonna bite. Is an overheat, but it's still swinging.
More trying to air them. But the timer's running short, and I think Dany has just recognized it like I have here, needing to find an opportunity to even up this life total, but you only have 1 second!
Oh, he's able to get the life lead there at the final moment on the buzzer. Supergrenas taking a round.
Letting that DP rip and Dany getting hit by it, unfortunately dropping him just below the life threshold that they needed to stay alive. That's like the third time Supergrenas has done that in this top 8. I'd like to just point out that when they let it run down, they find those last hits exactly when they need it.
I'm just shocked how we're getting so close to timeout. It's honestly kind of crazy. Uh-oh, Supergrenas overextending heavily there, putting himself into overheat now against Dany. And we're just gonna go for the guard break. Gapless.
Just keeping it simple with the guard break as well, trying to deal as much damage as you can off this reward as well. Great jumping from Supergrenas, able to turn that aggression up a little bit, but Dany not scared of it yet. Throw not gonna kill, but the one quick hop in will. Dany now sitting match point.
Final round. Get ready. Fight SPG.
Fireball a little bit more effectively now as we get later into the set. Dany not expecting it as much.
Red blow into the corner. Neutral jump again. It's been neutral jump city in the corner. Have you noticed this? Both of them want each other to go for throws so bad.
It keeps working to the full effect. It's also something that's been happening a lot in the mid-screen as well, but these players are both getting the most reward in this corner situation because they'll cover a couple more options right here. Great low check from Dany, though. Be able to find that knockdown. Now put yourself into a very, very scary situation.
The red blow trying everything possible just to put Supergrenas into overheat. If that happens, it's going to be over. Oh, the patience, the delay into the far seed. Dany Maza gets the run back against Lokof. While we were killing time, plenty of exciting stuff. And now it's time to jump into this exciting grand finals. The final match to cap off Fatal Fury here at Just Frame Online.
Yeah, no void to be staring into this time. Only the Temple of the Howard Estate to be looking at as these players are going back and forth. Already just traded a couple early hits again and again. But Dany, being able to play at that longer range is going to be very effective versus this Marco. But as soon as you're able to get up close, it can be very, very scary.
That hard knockdown there, putting the pressure on. Both these players ready to kickstart a chain reaction. There's the guard cancel into the Tatsu. Doesn't even look like it was nerfed with that range.
Oh, I thought you would live. I'm going to be real. I was like, oh yeah, you'll be on Pixel, right? Right? No. Nope. Lokof knows that's why they are sitting here on the winner's side of this grand final. Now trying to keep that momentum going, but Dany staying alive, having some really good blocks. They're not trying to take any risks with some big like just defends early on. They're just trying to get a read for exactly what Lokof wants to be doing.
And that's the hardest part, right? Reading Lokof is incredibly difficult. We talked about how he's a player that is so fundamentally sound, but is also willing to just take crazy risks and throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, just like that, going like 2 risks right in a row of being able to try to check him with that overhead as well. But Dany doing a great job of punishing it. It's slightly more punishable now in this version of the game. Great patience right here to catch him with that 2B as well after that jump in.
Fireball, close range fireball. Gotta be careful about that one.
Patience, just play very, very defensive right here, right? There's no reason to overextend yourself unless you can secure victory just like that. Dany quickly tying up the round.
And Dany was able to slow things down a lot there too, and that's going to really benefit Billy here. You cannot allow yourself to get caught into the vortex, into the rhythm of Lokof.
No, and I think that's something that Dany is like particularly good at that not many other people are, is understanding like what someone's vortex looks like, right? When we've seen Lokof in a lot of other games, or a lot of other matches, he's been able to like loop overheads again and again and again because he knows the players aren't. Dany is so ready to challenge whatever they want to bring to the table, and you can see it just like this in this whole round, taking a near perfect to take game number 1.
And that's a good start. Things were looking a little dicey for Dany when we started off in this grand finals, but doing a good job of reeling it back into his control.
Katsu connecting right here, even though Lokof got hit from the get-go. Lokof not scared.
You know, if you squint your eyes a little bit, it's almost like watching a Katsuki.
It's cooler, Katsuki. I'm not afraid to admit this.
A Katsuki but cooler is Marco? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I agree, though. I agree.
Marco can do this all without the Blitz region. He doesn't need superpowers. He just uses the power of his fists to knock people down. Good check with the low 2A into the quick fireball confirmed. And Lokof not going out without a fight.
That's the power of Kyokugen Karate.
Dany saying, hey, you know what's better than karate? Just sometimes a big stick, but it's not going to be good enough just yet. Lokof finding another good hit now. I think understanding the tempo that Dany wants to be bringing to the table a little bit more.
Immediately into the hard knockdown there with a big chop. Nice Oki just goes for the 2A, no high-low. Trying to keep things a little more safe. Into the brave, nice protect.
Lokof, I think, was trying to stay a little bit more patient around the reversal super, potentially. That's something that Dany was using a lot in their last set. Yeah, just like that, you see them try to go for the reversal super, and they just keep it simple with the DP super at the very end. Lokof tying it up 1-1. Oh,
this is going to be a competitive set. If it does reset, it's going to go all the way to 5 games.
Yeah, if you don't have your drinks, you don't have your snacks, you don't have your blanket late at night, make sure to get it, because this is potentially going to be a long one.
Oh, EX is going to get stuffed. Unfortunate there.
Oh, could just defend on the DP, already, but Lokof ready to immediately go for air web blow.
To the low. Into a big pickup. Just goes straight into the super. Into the jump for the Oki. Oh, no. I think that was a whiff, actually.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to
mispress.
Yeah, they like, I don't know if that was just supposed to be like close to faint plus frames, then try to mix them up afterwards, but you know, still ended up working out for Lokof, so nothing to, you know, be too crazy about. We can always leave those mistakes in the past. They're looking to outrun that circle of time here.
Oh, right on cue.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, playing that poking game up close. What a DP!
Yeah, being able to punish those extended hurt boxes is not something that every character has on deck, but Marco is so good at dealing with Billy in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, look at this. Lokof slowing things down, just frustrating Dany. That JC able to actually catch the farce. He was insane. Overhead connects. Watch the movie.
Give you that time. Let those hands relax a little bit. It was a couple things, you know, went a little shaky right at the very end, so Lokof needed a breather, but is currently sitting 2-1.
1 game away, Tabby. Trying to earn back-to-back online tournaments. 2 stacked ones, TNS and Just Frame.
But we saw this happen in the last time. It was 2-0 Lokof, and Dany almost made the full run back. And this time, Dany's already up a game. So anything is possible right here. And Dany getting a read on that fireball game right now with a great jump in.
Phenomenal start. EX Tatsu immediately into the DP to catch you trying to press back.
Yeah, but a great backdash coming up from Dany, not going to be able to, or not having to hold any of the pressure that's coming through, and now stealing their own turn with the low, getting a good hit. try to reverse out with the Tatsu, not going to work, and Dany just having the patience to go for the anti-air.
Yeah, that's going to be a very strong round. Not going to spend the super, actually. You know what? I respect that decision, but don't let it come back to bite you. Okay, it didn't.
It almost did with that guard cancel, throwing him into the overheat. If they weren't right on that, it was going to spell disaster.
Really, all Lokof needed to do was not go into the close C and instead cancel into the parry, and it would have been done.
Yeah. But Dany was ahead on that layer, and that's showing why they are able to make these runs into this grand finals. Well, should knock you out of SPG, being able to save that meter that we used from the last round to get some extra damage on the table.
Nice throw tech, though. Uh-oh. Dangerous side swap. Put a backdash into a 2C. That's been a moneymaker move for Dany all night.
Yeah, I feel like that's something we saw a lot from Dany early on in the tournament, and then as these sets versus Lokof have been going, they're coming out less and less, but the backdash coming back on the table is going to be very beneficial, but that's a great wake-up press from Lokof.
Yeah, immediately into the auto combo, but is going to get anti-air, and we're going to game 5, just like we predicted.
It is anyone's match right here, and you see Lokof taking a little breather, being like, okay, what do I got to do? How do I deal with this?
I mean, I think it's unfortunate, but the play is going to be you can't be jumping as much because Dany is starting to actually get a big read on these jump-ins, at least the farther range jump-ins, right? Lokof is looking for jump-ins over things like that far C, but Dany's just not throwing it out.
Yeah. Oh, also finding some great low crushes right there through the rev blows. But I think if Lokof can get the recognition that they're not going for those far Cs and not have to worry about the jump over that, they can get a lot more advantage, right? Like you saw the EX Tatsu come through to be able to deal with that, not have to worry about getting poked out. But Dany is saying, hey, you're gonna get poked again and again and again as long as I'm able to keep you in this corner. It is now sitting 1 round away from resetting this bracket.
All right, trying to jump on in. Oh, but the dash up into the 2B wasn't able to fully connect it, but does get the DP wild punish. Whoa, guard cancel. We haven't seen a lot of guard cancels for that DP coming out from Lokof, but pulling it out here in the last set.
Catching him with the mix once again, tosses him down with the throw, trying to catch him. Oh, and the delay on the delay on the fireball was so smart. You've been seeing Lokof go for that same pressure sequence a couple times over, but just the immediate delay on there for a little bit to catch Dany pressing was so smart. Lokof does not want to get this reset. Great overhead.
Yeah, this is a fantastic start. Have to watch out for the red blow, though, from Dany as well. Gonna be a massive threat. Ooh, 0 frame super with the hyper defense. Overhead is able to connect. The Lokof's gotta be careful. Burns himself out. Blocks the super, and that's gonna be it. Lokof is your Just Frame champion.
Excellent, excellent stuff right there from Lokof, ending in the best win screen possible as well for this, keeping it tight. Whoa. What a fantastic set between these players. Oh my goodness. You can't hold that for too long. I might think your camera's frozen.
I just need a screenshot of it so I can throw it up when I'm not on the screen.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Oh my goodness.
Phenomenal.
What a tournament.
Absolutely phenomenal tournament. I mean, if y'all enjoyed that, I see the chat enjoying it. Don't forget, every single Wednesday is Wednesday Wolves here at Just Frame. You can enter in start.gg/COTW every single Tuesday, as well as some KOF 15. But don't forget that City of the Wolves, SNK has been providing $100 each week, so there is money on the line. Make sure to enter in, jump in there, join in on the fun, and pick up City of the Wolves, because I think it might still be on sale. Not for much longer, though. 40% off.
It's like a couple more hours while it's on its first major sale that it's had since release, so make sure you pick that up as soon as possible if you are interested in this game.
Don't forget as well to tune in to Just Frame offline coming up very, very soon. If you can't make it out September 13th through the 14th in Mazatlan, Mexico, make sure to tune in. Plenty of fantastic games, and TNS will be doing an English stream for everyone to watch as well if you do not speak Spanish. But look at all these beautiful games that are going to be available. If you can make it out there, make sure to hop on a plane, get to Mazatlan, Mexico. It's a beautiful city, a beautiful tournament, beautiful people. But if you can't, check it out online.
Absolutely. It's going to be an exciting event, and I can't wait to be watching it. Whew.
But Tabby, that is it for us. Fun as always to be able to share the mic with you and watch some incredible matches here on Just Frame. It is always a joy. Happy to be back on. Got anything to say to the people before we go?
Nothing crazy, just like you said, always a wonderful time to be commentating with you and commentating some excellent City of the Wolves actions. I am so excited to continue to see this game flourish through the future, and GG's to all of our players in the tournament.
Yep, GG's everyone. We'll see you next time, and remember, Just Frame, Fatal Fury forever.